Oh, Jesus. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to What the Duck. This is episode number 47, I believe. Yep, number 47. We're back again with actually the usual crew. We got the A-team here. We got Suns fan from the grave. Welcome back. We got Sir Action Slacks still with his Artifact shirt on. And Purge, hot off of an Underlord stream.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Huh?
That's insulting to call us the A-team to everyone else, you idiot.
But the B team isn't here.
A-team.
If anyone believes this is our A-team, then, well, I pity that poor individual. Slacks, welcome back to What the Duck. How you doing, bud?
Oh, I was good. Until fucking Underlords dropped. Now I'm angry. But I'm sure we'll get into that.
Yeah.
No big deal. Big deal.
I'm sure we will. Suns
Why
fan.
couldn't Artifact have this launch? I'm so fucking mad, dude. God damn it. Anyway, continue.
What, the free-to-play launch, you mean?
Everything. Being in client, being free, having a upgrade system. So much care and love put into this game that they must have started working on. I mean, there's got to be like ranks and shit, right?
Not yet.
I thought I read that.
In like a week, I think.
God, I'm so fucking angry, dude. Jesus. We had the good game. The good game came out with a horrible launch, and now the shitfest RNG fucking mouth breather game gets the greatest launch. I'm so angry. Fucking A. This game is awful. I hate it.
Have you ever played one game?
Yes.
That's a lie. There's no way that's true.
We'll get
you know, I like to call it honest. It's an honest game. I know what I'm in for. It's an RNG shitfest. That's fine. Artifact tries to hide it.
Whatever.
Well,
yeah, exactly.
It was a little bit RNG, and they put a lot of game design to try to like give you control over the RNG. But
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't say I hate. What pisses me off is I'm always wrong about games, and I feel like I take crazy pills every single time. I feel like the first time I saw Dota, I was like, this game looks like it sucks. It's fucking stupid. Like overhead view of tiny units walking around. Who cares? And now it's literally my life. And the same thing happened. I said, "Oh, Dota chess is some RNG stupid bullshit. It ain't gonna go anywhere. It's gonna die." And now, the game I thought was good as Artifact is garbage. I hate it.
We should start basing our opinions on games off of what you don't like and what you do like. So things that you like Tarkov, which according to you is like the best game ever created, is probably just the worst. I've never actually tried it.
I liked Fallout 76 a lot. I liked Artifact. I'm an idiot. Anyway. So.
Well, I'm sorry, Slacks. I'm sorry that you're so bummed about this new, exciting news because I think the Dota community is excited about it. We've got official auto chess now. We don't have to wait in that shitty queue system in the custom lobby, right, Sons?
That's right.
True.
And I think we've established that will never be fixed.
Yeah.
For the rest of Dota, the lifetime of Dota, which could be 15 years, there will never be any good matchmaking for custom games. I think that goes without saying at this point.
Not anymore. This was their genius strategy all along. You don't introduce the matchmaking so you can make your own client with good matching, whatever the good game is.
Yeah.
I mean, according to that blog post last week, I thought that they were in cahoots, but after the Epic Games Store, I mean, they got to be enemy number one. They don't want to be in cahoots with the original auto chess people.
I feel like there's a lot of misconception out there. The Drodo Studios sold the rights of their the game idea to that Chinese company that is doing that mobile thing that's now Epic Games. So I don't think they're even involved in any way other than getting paid or allowing them to take their ideas.
Sir,
this was months ago. This is like super old news. So Drodo Studios, now the whole Valve thing, right? Obviously, they're very friendly with Drodo Studios. I assume Drodo Studios got paid by them as well, maybe a little bit, not as much as they got from the Chinese people, but that one I don't know about. The Chinese mobile company.
I see.
Yes.
That has like the cutesy. No, they didn't. I don't think they went to Tencent.
Oh, it's always Tencent. There's no getting around it. If it ain't Valve, it's Tencent. Okay? Just believe me.
Is that just the only Chinese gaming company that you know of, Slacks? Is that what's going on here?
No.
I mean, they are huge. They own a lot of like American stuff too. Slacks isn't completely wrong here.
Hey-o.
All right, so does that mean you're not going to be doing any talent work for this game, Slacks? When I get these fat invites for Dota Underlord tournaments,
I didn't even think of that.
and they're saying, hey, we want Sir Action Slacks,
What
give me a
fucking
number.
Tournament? How How can you run a tournament on this piece of shit? What is it?
We've done it.
Hearthstone tournaments.
Moonduck has
Fuck
done
off.
several.
Who cares? Well, they're stupid. They're just like the BR games, Battle Royale games. It's a tournament. It's not really a tournament. It's Admiral Bulldog and Gork jerking off into a fucking camera and everybody's watching it. There's no skill. Oh, I invested everything on the knights. Oh no, the knights slightly walked to the left. I guess my thing is over. Fuck me. How are you supposed to
I
run
will
a tournament like that?
This type of game is actually a little bit harder to spectate because there's 8 boards.
Harder?
So it's not as exciting to watch.
Well,
I
I
think from a
think
stream perspective, it's fun.
Still, being able to do an event where we can just boot up the client and cast from that is going to be a significant value add compared to doing the old-fashioned, all right, everybody stream. I'm going to capture those streams, and you guys watch my stream with the other streams. Fuck that, dude. That shit is so painful to produce. It is.
Just give it.
Well,
give
do you
it
think
a
there's
week
spectating
or
in
two.
this?
There is.
There should be. If there isn't now, there will be 100%. I mean,
Well, I tried last night and it worked. So
Is he
I
cracking
assume.
up for everyone? Or just
yep.
me?
He called
God
it.
damn this TeamSpeak.
TeamSpeak makes his mic
Oh,
robotic. He knew it.
Hold on, can I do this?
He did know.
Suns fan, your audio is awful. It's just God, it's terrible.
Testing. Hello, testicles. 1 2 3.
Suns
Mango.
fan,
1
man.
2 3.
You sound good.
Getting a lot better.
So
Hey, don't just give
bad.
out the password like that. Come on, man.
Just a little background on that joke. Literally, anytime anyone contacts Suns fan, that's the first thing out of his mouth, no matter what the fucking context is. I've been in sales pitch meetings where we're trying to get sponsors, and the person's like, hello, and Suns fan goes, well, that's terrible audio. Absolutely awful audio, sir. You sound awful. And I'm like, this is a fucking sponsor, you idiot.
I mean, we're gonna be talking to him for 20 minutes. I don't want this shit blasted in my ear at freaking horrible quality. You know.
Horrible.
Everyone
way to
has
cultivate a
standards.
relationship.
Slacks.
I hate you so.
I only do that to people I know personally, by the way. If it's somebody I don't know, then I'm gonna pretend that their microphone's fine.
What
They're
if-
using their fucking
What
webcam
if you know
mic.
them, but they don't like you, and this just further cements that feeling?
Then it is what it is. I mean, if I'm in a meeting with them, it's not gonna go well.
I mean,
All
Slacks
right.
knows that feeling. I think for the first time ever since I started doing ad sales, a sponsor sent our deck back and said, this is interesting, but I can't get past all of the typos and grammatical errors in this. Please correct it and send it back. Guess
True.
who wrote the lingo for that deck?
Was it Slacks?
It was Slacks.
True,
Dun, dun,
but
dun.
Wow.
that's how you get through the bullshit, people. I've sent that deck out to 30 people. Only one dude is like, bro, you misspelled literally every word. And then I say, okay, here's the real deck. That's how you know who's reading, you know? That
Genius.
was genius, I would say. It's like
It is kind of funny. Like it's like one of those things where it's like, well, they have to like flood through all of the resumes, so they just figure out a way to do it, and this is like the way that works for them. They're like, well, if they're bad at spelling, surely it's not worth looking at the rest of it, you know.
How
But
is that
really,
funny?
Slacks is genuinely like a genius content creator, so it's like you genuinely have to look past it without a doubt. So
got
it's like one of those cases where it actually doesn't work out. It actually hurts you in this case. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. What's the
All right.
solution?
whatever.
Get a
Suns fan,
proofreader.
you're a fucking lover of Dota Auto Chess or whatever. Are you excited about this RNG garbage fest now being official?
So the only thing I absolutely could not stand in auto chess was the item system, and I
That's
talked
true.
with Cinderin. I've talked about this publicly so many times. How awful! Like it, and they made it worse over time. Like to the point where people that died, their items would randomly get distributed to other people. So when I played this game, or the leak came out first, and we saw what the items were like, and then I finally played it. The item system is like infinitely better. It's actually more simple as well. I think that might turn off some people that you can't combine items, but I think it's great. It's less RNG. It's more controlled. It's like the artifact factor, I guess, is the best way to put it. So I've enjoyed it so far a lot.
So, question: I have literally never watched, played the regular auto chess. What are the big differences?
Let me
between-
get this straight. You just fucking
Alright.
slandered it for 15 minutes, and now you haven't played
Okay,
watched it.
what? I've never
One
also
time.
eaten shit. All right, I'm not. Oh well, people say eating poop is bad. Maybe I should try it and
Yeah,
check
but
out.
you've taken a lot of poops, so you already know how gross it is. That's not a good analogy, dog.
What? I've also seen people. I've heard of people playing auto chess, and I'm like, oh, BSJ plays auto chess. So that's kind of like taking a shit. It's like if it's good enough for him, it ain't good enough for me. So I mean, that's how I lived. But what are the
Wow,
differences?
that's quite the leap.
I'm just letting you know.
It's
So.
a game of like it's kind of like it gives you gambling impulses in your brain because you're like you basically
It's
want to
true.
like you pick units that you want, and if you get 3 of them, they make a better unit. So like every round you get shown 5 new units that you can buy. So if you get the ones you want, you get excited. It's like gambling. It's literally like gambling impulses. That's why it's fucking addicting. And there's a lot of good strategy balance around it, and it's very popular. And it's like the new game.
Yeah, I know how it works, but what are the differences between Valve's auto chess and
The item
items
system is the
is the main
biggest
one.
difference, and then the
Items.
controls. It's just so much more fluid. And this isn't like Drodo's fault because they're restricted by the game engine, right? And there's no matchmaking or anything like that. But moving units is very clunky.
I suppose
In this game, everything is just like super fast. I mean, it's made for
Yeah.
mobile, obviously, so
it
it's
auto
going to be
combines
like
for
that.
you. So if you get 3
Yeah.
units in auto chest, you have to put them all on the board for them to combine. Now,
Not
if you buy
anymore.
it, it'll instantly like
Come on.
combine them, even if it's like mid combat. Doesn't matter what round it is. It empties your board.
Yeah,
really
auto
convenient.
chess does that too now, though.
Man.
Oh, does it? Okay.
Okay,
I
not
knew
big
it.
No,
combat,
it's
actually.
different because
That's true.
you can have one on the board, one on your bench. It will combine and put them on the board automatically. So it
mid
takes it to the
game.
next level.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Could you do that during a battle to like?
It won't go in the battle for that battle, but it'll,
That
it'll
would be
still
good.
combine.
That'd be
That'd
quite
be-
the Hail Mary.
that would
Just
be
start
skill.
rolling mid-round.
That would what the
Oh, they also
commentators
added-
would talk about. Oh, he waited. Oh, but we don't have
No.
features like that. It's just oh golly, he didn't get the 5th savage beast. He loses. What a golly.
Slacks, you're saying all this now, and I predict 6 months from now we're going to be doing a tournament in this basement just like we did for PUBG. The pretzels are coming back. It'll be the revival of Mott, and the whole cycle is going to continue.
I know that's what pisses me off the most. It's because I know right now there's a good man inside of me. There's a real man who hates the RNG, who says it's fucking stupid, brain dead gameplay. And then 9 months from now, I'll start making excuses for why it's okay because I like money, and then I'll be a shell of my former self. So right now, this is real me, and then I'm gonna be a fucking corporate bitch in a couple months. But anyway,
Wheels
Go
are
ahead.
already in motion, my friend.
yeah. So, you guys excited? Where is the future of Dota Auto Chess? Is it
I mean,
going
that-
to have its own TI to replace the Artifact TI?
No,
Ooh.
no.
Not a TI, but it's
No,
It's
that would
more
be-
about is the league game going to crush it? That's the real question.
League.
yeah,
Because it's going to be, if I had to guess, I haven't seen anything out of the league thing, but considering their audience, Underlords is the underdog, I would say, most likely. But I ain't playing the league one.
I
They
mean,
I'm
have,
not gonna
they have a
learn all
leg
these
up
new
thanks
heroes.
to auto chess though, right? Because like a lot of the Hearthstone streamers and stuff all played auto chess, and of course all the like even the Riot people did play auto chess. They even say in their blog. So auto chess was
Yeah.
pretty
Mhm.
widespread. We saw the numbers that it was there. So there is an advantage there, but it's true. The massive numbers of League probably gonna push it pretty hard in their direction.
I mean,
but
you got to think of it this way: that people are already familiar with the units and the heroes, and the classes are semi-similar named at this point. So I think anybody that is like too lazy to go learn a new version, they're gonna rather stick with this one. I think that's why it's important that they get it out right now versus waiting a little bit. Because if anybody that currently plays auto chess that normally existed in League ecosystem, they're gonna be much more likely to play Underlords now, in my opinion.
So
Especially if they like the items better.
What about the paywall, though? Don't you have to be a battle pass holder right now
For
to
the
get
next
access
week,
to
yeah.
Underlords?
for a week.
For a week.
Not
Yeah,
a
but
week.
the league one comes out in 5 days, so
It
that actually
does.
is significant.
official-
Oh, I thought it
drop?
was out already. Actually,
Oh.
No,
Well,
yeah, but
not yet.
I mean, this is basically out. Everyone can play it. So
If you have a battle pass, Trent.
Yeah.
I mean, every Dota player does.
Well.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
how
What do
Every
I do
Dota
after I
player.
claimed it? How do I install it?
You have to install it like a new game. It gives you a
Where-
game on Steam.
Oh, it's not there.
Don't
Am I
Oh,
tell
that's
him
supposed
or
another
else he's
question.
gonna
Do you
be
guys
playing-
think that? Do you guys think that's a negative that it's its own game? I don't think it is, but
No.
It's a negative for the
Were you-
Dota numbers.
were you expecting it to be in the client? I want to know from you guys that haven't played in Dota client, because that's what League is doing, right? It's in there. It's going to be in their client.
I think Dota has such a shitty brand with their custom games that in this bubble, it's probably good that it's a standalone game because then it can start fresh. And if it runs well and works well, then it'll have that appearance of being a really great polished game compared to being stuck in the custom game.
Well, no, it
nexus.
wouldn't be. No, I'm saying let's take the current game as it is, and it's just
Yeah.
a new tab in Dota, just called Underlords.
That's what I mean. I think people would consider it like a custom game, and anytime there would be any sort of bug, it would be amplified and blown up, and like, of course, another Dota custom game that sucks and Valve doesn't care about. I think it's probably good for Dota, but I think given the League brand, it's probably better for them to put it within the client. Does that make sense?
It makes.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that, but it makes sense what you're saying. I mean,
Okay.
I see what you're saying.
It's kind of like, remember when Dota was the number one thing on Twitch forever because it wasn't separated. It was everyone playing auto chess was technically playing Dota.
Yeah.
That would make it look good. But when it comes to the growth of actually Underlords and being its own product, very, very good that it's not actually in the game client, I believe. Because to be able to grow that into having its own game, its own personality, its own pro players, that definitely wants to be separated. But anyway, on the League and Underlords thing, I don't know. I feel like they actually won't cross-pollinate. I feel like people that play League will play the League one, and the people that play Dota will play the Dota one. I don't think anyone's switching.
What about the auto chess people that came from like other card games? Because like they just had an event at Riot Studios with like 8 super famous Hearthstone / card game /
they're
Dota
card
chess
gamers. They're
players.
completely inconsequential. Who fucking
What'll be
cares?
interesting is what sort of payment models come out, right? Because that's what might help split the group up. Like, how does each person monetize it between Valve and between Riot?
Right.
Well, Riot's going to charge money for everything, and then maybe Valve has learned a lesson from Artifact and maybe won't charge a shitload of money for everything, but who knows?
Maybe League they'll have like 30% of the heroes be available, but then you either have to spend like League points or real money to unlock the rest of them.
That crushes the game.
That would be insane if they did, though. I mean,
I know, I'm just making fun of them.
Can we all just 100% assume that they're going to somehow put Dota cosmetics into this game? Because that just seems like you have to do it,
So
right?
here's the thing, right? So they had no cosmetics, and I recently noticed as of last night, I think, or maybe the night before, Purge can back me up, Axe, when you level up to level 2, he gets a cosmetic now. So I think they're adding it for everybody.
He's the only hero that I've seen with it, but I did notice it like
shouldn't
yesterday.
it be wouldn't it be smart to make the cosmetics that you own?
Yes, there should be absolute cross-pollination.
Well, it's not in Dota,
but
you have a Dota library or like Dota inventory in Steam.
Sure,
they could connect.
That's what it should be.
Sure.
But then how do you sell cosmetics in Underlords, my friend?
Yeah, I don't know. Just seems like a good way to make money.
Yeah,
that's indirect money, though, right? That's Dota money. How do you say that that's for Underlords?
You could be making Underlords money.
It's all Steam market.
Valve cares. If there's an Underlords team,
you could track what is equipped in game, and you could probably program it to tie it into like where was it purchased and when. You know, like if somebody has if they equip it in game and Underlords as a separate equip thing, you could justify it mathematically as a purchase there.
Bad business move. Sell all the cosmetics back. Make them buy it twice. Buy it in Dota and buy it in Underlords. Don't be dumb. Come on.
Get new workshop stuff.
Don't be dumb.
Of course. If you want to buy the Techies Arcana, well, sorry, you got to buy it twice. You got to buy the Underlords version as well. Come on.
There's an idea.
Don't have that
if Arcanas, you get a cross-pollinating thing, but nothing else.
Okay, now that's one.
Now we're talking.
I like it.
Boy, oh boy. So is Drodo's one on Epic Game Store just dead? Is that where we're all at there?
It's their own thing.
It's definitely in pain, I would say. It'll get the Fortnite kids probably, right?
I was just thinking
it's the third one. Yeah.
Auto
what
chess
happens to
might
the
be a
mod
little
in the
hard.
game? What happens to the auto chess itself?
Oh, it's long
pretty
gone.
dead.
Gone.
Sorry about your candy purchases out there, guys.
It's gonna be a graveyard.
But
I never spent my candy. Damn it.
Today's the day, dude. Unload that candy.
I think I got one roll in me.
Are there couriers in Underlords now?
Nope.
No fancy.
The couriers are kind of shitty if you think about it. All they do is basically give you controls over doing the normal things like re-rolling, placing units, selling items. That's the whole purpose of the courier.
That's a good point.
So it existing is
just
actually fucking irrelevant.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure they'll come up with something though. Maybe they'll bring the imps from Artifact into Underlords.
No,
Too soon.
I don't believe so. I believe at this point Artifact is a very much like a toxic area. It's like
Lux
nuke
and
went off.
Nox. No, it's like a subliminal thing, right? You slowly put in
It's like that
Lux.
new Rubik
Nobody's
Immortal with
the
the very clear Artifact artwork.
I could get behind if they slowly started leaking Artifact into Underlords, and then they're like, "Hey, while you're waiting for your next Underlords game, play this card game."
I need to double check. I think there's an item in the game. It's a global item called Uncoordinated Assault. Does that sound right? Or Coordinated Assault Purge, which is a card in Artifact.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, no, it's in Underlords as well.
Oh.
It's like one of the global items. I'd have to check again. So that's another.
Let me check. I'm
reference,
in game right
perhaps. Yes, please.
Oh, I've already gone through all the files looking for lore stuff. By the way,
now. Yeah,
how
coordinated
the
assault is
fuck are they gonna have lore in auto chess? How
There
do
is
you
some lore.
explain
There
3
is lore.
axes being on the board at the same time and 4 drows?
You
Why
know,
Everything
was
is
that
lore
Seeker
nowadays.
lobby,
human?
right?
Cloning. Hello.
Cloning?
Yeah, dude. Welcome to the
Did you
future.
do
This is
that?
now.
I can't wait. Can't wait for the lore explanations in this
Bro,
game, bro.
there are
Alright.
Axe v Axe matchups in every artifact game. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Explain that.
All right, he got you there.
On different teams.
That's true.
You do got me there.
In
That,
the
that
same
is
lane.
crazy. I didn't think about that. You got me on that one, buddy.
What do you guys think of the art choice of the what'd you call it? Cell shading? Is that actually what
Yeah,
it's called?
Wind Waker is one of my favorite games of all time, so it just kind of tickles my fancy just seeing it. Honestly, I like it.
I used to hate it. It's grown on me a little bit. Now I kind of feel like, whatever. It looks a little bit different, but it's fine. I've got no qualms. Why? Do you dislike it, Suns fan? I feel
Well,
a strong opinion coming.
My first reaction when seeing the leak was like that's the one thing I absolutely hate. I like Borderlands art. It like
Really?
there's something that really bothers me about it. It's like it feels like I'm not talking about Underlords because it's different. It's literally just outlining the hero. But in Borderlands, it just feels
Oh,
really
man.
lazy. It's
I
like a
love it.
lazy art style.
Lazy.
I'm so glad you guys are reacting negatively to what he's saying because I had this conversation with him yesterday and I was also very befuddled about like how strongly he disliked it. I'm like, they literally just put a black border on the outlines of the heroes so it's easier to see what they are. And it
So-
really bothers him. I don't know why.
No.
So in like for mobile, if this was on just the mobile, I wouldn't have a problem because it makes more sense because it's a small screen and all that stuff. I don't understand what the point for having it in the PC. Having said that, after playing it for like after the 4th or 5th game, I stopped caring. So I don't really care anymore. But the point I'm trying
You're
to
never
make
gonna
is
forget.
there's other people, believe it or not, that are like me, except the difference is their first impression matters way more, and they won't even try it as a result of just a weird art choice, which isn't necessary for PC, in my opinion.
What
You
year
know?
are you living in? When is
Yeah,
cell
I don't know,
shading
man.
a weird art choice? Wind Waker, Borderlands, many different stupid anime videos. It's not weird anymore. It's just shell shading.
Okay.
If it was like crayon drawing, I'd understand what you were talking about. But I mean, I don't get
Somebody
it. buddy.
agree. One person agrees with me.
Nice
Okay,
job, buddy.
there's gonna be less than 100 people in the world, I think, that are gonna be really upset about the
100
dark
people
border.
in the world? Come on.
That might be
Yes,
Come
I think
on.
you're the extreme. The amount that we've talked about this
In
already
the
is
world.
ridiculous
the
compared to how big of a
entire
deal this is.
world.
No, I've already said I don't care about it anymore because I played it enough that I'm used to it. My point is that I think some people will be turned off just based on the art choices. Because
I
if you're coming
literally
from
don't
just
think
Dota
so.
auto chess, I feel like that is quite the transition. It looks very mobily.
Quite
know,
the
if that's a word.
transition.
If anybody in
Yeah.
this chat can screenshot one of their friends trying Underlords and then he says something akin to "ew, cell shading," no thank you. I will buy you a pizza. That goes out to anybody. You're not allowed to fake it. If any one of your friends will try
You're
Underlords
not
because they're
allowed
like,
to fake
cell shading, gross, let me know, please.
I feel
can
like
tell
this
he's
art
fake.
style is polarizing.
It's
what
literally
I
a black
feel.
border around all of the
talking
same
about?
fucking models that
Yes.
you already play and love. Literally, exactly.
Putting
They
a
have the same
black line
animations.
around text so you can see it on a background. Like,
It
They
makes
have
it
the
look
dash
cheap.
animation. They're like low
It
in
makes it
health. They
look
do the
cheap.
same shit. It's all the same. They're just a fucking black border.
I forgot to mention. There's another thing I don't like. The health bars are like small and fat, and they shouldn't be. It looks weird in game.
Bro,
Hey,
bro, you're weird.
these are. I'm talking about two things that I don't care about anymore because I played enough at this point. But you know, it's just one of those things. First impressions are important. I mean, Artifact is a great example of this.
I wish so badly you had a job on a game design team, just as like the head of the QA department. And every time something's about to ship, we come in, guys, these health bars, they're too fat, and this is really, it's just making me mad.
All right, all
mean-
I'm gonna say, this is a small sample size. I feel like most of chat agrees with me. Actually, like literally the majority
most
of chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I see.
Well,
you've
I
been-
will admit it does look like a mobile game, but at the same time, that is probably what they are hoping to sell the most of is the mobile game. So
Well, yeah, but my point is,
yeah.
you can just have it on mobile and then not have that in PC.
Can
There's
you?
no
That
reason
seems
not
like,
to. I feel like.
I mean,
seems
you
like a lot of
could.
work.
Look, I'm playing right now, and the black line is actually very small on PC. It's very, very small right now.
Oh.
It's probably more extreme on. Maybe they listen to you. Did you complain to somebody?
You bitch about
Of
it?
course. Of course.
Well,
I was
of course
complaining to
I
something.
It's been all right. They've already solved this, dude.
As
I
soon
don't
as
think so,
Valve
unless-
people
I haven't
call up
played
Suns
today.
fan,
Open
Huh?
my stream right now.
no, don't do it.
Pretty
I
damn
see the
thin,
black
dude.
bars. I see them.
All right. Well, so
Back from
moving
call.
forward, how about we
Roll
talk patch 7.22 a little bit, huh?
Oh, Dota.
quite a bit.
That's
changed
old
in this
news
patch.
now.
All right,
That old thing.
7.22c. How about that one, boys? Any thoughts? I mean, this was a big patch, right? This was another one of these like kind of bombshell game changer patches. And I always like doing these episodes after we've all had some time to like digest it. The meta's been a little bit figured out, right? We've had some tweaks. Overall impressions, are we happy with the current state of Dota 2, boys?
I thought the Tinker XP change would be a lot bigger of an impact. I haven't
gold?
seen a change. Yeah, the 150 gold. I thought I'd see Tinker every game and he'd be dominating. I haven't seen too much different. How
Dude,
about
it's
you
the
guys?
Aghanim Scepter patch. It's the best patch of all time, easily. Not even close. Makes
That's
the game
pretty
super
awesome.
interesting. Roshan dropping freaking Ags.
Now, are you just saying that because it's on brand, or do you actually believe that?
No, I actually believe I so the one that I thought might not be good, people thought it was not good, was Pango, but it's fucking good, dude. It's really good. I think that Ags is super legit.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
hope it's gonna change the way people play Pango. And actually some of the pro players have told me that they've changed the way they play a bit. They've gotten more DPS items as a result of because of Ags itself. So that's really cool to see. Sick and tired of this pipe Crimson Guard shit on Pango. I don't see that garbage anymore. Get some damage.
Yeah, everyone's all out of the eggs for sure. It's like the build with the diffusal blade. It is really annoying to play
Legit.
against.
DP eggs, man. That's my favorite. That's my bread and butter right now.
Oh, that's the most surprising one because my first reaction was that is horrible. And
Really?
it might
Death
be like
Rappers?
top 5 Ags. Yeah, it's really good. Really good.
Are
I
we
think
gonna get
there's
an
a little
updated Aghanim Scepter list here, Suns fan?
It's taken forever, but yeah.
You're working on it?
I gotta get No Tail to look it over again. He made a big mistake. So I have this spreadsheet with like it's fucking huge. Okay, this huge spreadsheet, and he goes on and starts rating. Like he starts telling me everything's out of date. He sends me this wall of text of changes, and I wake up and I read his message like, dude, you're reading the 7.06 Ags version. Holy shit! He's looking at the version from 3 years ago. So he spent hours.
Oh
apparently.
no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
Updating an old list.
So you don't
Oh.
actually make the list then? No Tail does?
No, I made the list. He just it's Cinderin right now. Cinderin, Braxton, No Tail are gonna tell me which ones I'm horribly wrong on. Which
Okay.
haven't been that many.
So they
surprisingly.
make the list.
So you're just
And
the
then you post it.
communicator of the list. Okay, I got it.
And the credit taker, I get it.
You're kind of
Yeah,
like
'cause
Santa's
you
little
never-
helper.
Sure. Okay.
You never credited
Okay, guys,
any of those
okay.
people.
You take the
In the
toys
bag.
out of the bag, but you don't
Wait, there
do
was
anything
a-
before.
Let me see. There's another one that I was surprised with. Oh, here's one that I'm very stubborn on right now. I haven't decided on is Beastmaster because they seem to think it's okay. I think it's garbage. What do you guys think?
I heard maybe it was VTJ talking about it at the start of ESL Birmingham, and they said that like you could potentially become like a nuker Beastmaster because when you axe people, it increases the damage that you deal to them, right?
Yeah.
So if you throw enough axes at them, it just increases all of your damage. So it like changes the viability of your hero.
The only problem with it though is that it works on all your summons too, so you still want to build summons.
Yeah.
So then it's like what am I trying to do? Build a Dagon and Necros or something? Like, and then it takes so
Kinda.
long to cast out the axes, even with the Aghanims. To get 3 axes on someone is just like not realistic by the time like because that's just not how the team fights work at that point. You know what I mean? It's like if you have enough time to cast 4 axes on someone, you probably would have won that team fight with normal Beastmaster items.
Yeah, that's true.
Slacks, how loud are your headphones right now? We're catching a little bit of feedback.
Remember
Your
remember when
mic
he said,
picking up headphone noise.
Every time we're in a meeting, I tell Slacks his audio quality sucks or something about his. This is what I'm talking about. Every
I'll be
fucking
real
time.
with you. I got these as a sponsor thing at Last Midas mode. They've been through the ringer. I'm going to show you guys something right now. These aren't even attached anymore. It literally is it's like a straight up speaker here, and I just have to hold them against my ears. These things are on their last fucking legs.
Well, that explains it. That's
I don't
some
even know
audio
how to
leak
attach
there.
them. Yeah.
We need a new audio sponsor, please.
I'm pretty sure I have some kind of brain tumor coming because there's no buffer. It's just a straight speaker into my cochlear.
I thought those headphones
So-
were strikingly expensive. Aren't those like $400
They
or $500 headphones?
They are, but I mean, I don't know what the fucking deal is. I don't know what this thing do. And I can't seem to fix them, and my head hurts a lot now. But I'm not going to go buy new headphones. I mean, they work good enough.
Okay,
All right, you gotta wait for something to show up.
that's fine. I just wanted to throw that out there. All right, so Suns
Sorry
fan,
about
what
that.
is the best Ags of the patch? What is your number one?
I'm not telling you what the number one is. Come on.
I'll tell you what number one is. It's
that's
fucking
fair.
Ember
Sure.
Spirit. If it's not Ember Spirit, I'm gonna be real
Oh, you mean
mad.
of the
Nah,
new,
it's
the
Death
new
Prophet.
ones? Oh,
Death
you just
Prophet's
mean the new
better.
ones. Yeah,
Well,
Death
I just
Prophet's
mean
the best.
overall, but yeah, sure. Of the new ones, fine. You could give us that. I'm curious what Purge's answer to. What do you think the strongest Aghanims is right now across the board, new or old?
I don't know, Death Prophets maybe, but it's like most of them. It's just really hard to talk about what really makes it better because that means you have to like. Not only is it like, oh, it's a very good Ags, but you also have to justify it over the items that you currently buy in the here, which massively changes like whether or not it's actually good or not. So that's why I really like the Roshan edition is that like it forces people to have Ags now and make that decision. Like Slax's tier list is actually useful for a pro player now because they actually have to make this decision every game that you get 3 or 4 Roshans. So I think Death Prophet is probably the best because it fits her need for HP and it also makes her damage better and things like that. So, but yeah, like Embers is very good too. I just don't know which one's the best.
It is.
You'd have to consult Suns fan, and let's be real, no Tail Brax and Syndrome as well.
I would say it is Lycan's Ags. Who could see that coming?
Oh, jeez.
A dog out of nowhere. It's crazy.
2, actually.
2? Crazy.
I
Yeah.
do still want to actually play in a game with it because I don't know if it's ever gonna happen.
I definitely
There's
Do
one
you
on my
really?
game,
Against it, you mean?
But yeah,
I played against
preferably against it. That definitely. But I still have to see it. I want to see those little wolves coming out of the barracks.
Is that the only Ags that actively feeds gold to the enemy team?
Nature's Prophet.
Okay,
Nature's
You
Nature's
can
Prophet.
control them. But...
You're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the first thing I thought of with that. I'm like, oh, great. More creeps for the enemy carry to kill. Cool.
Well, it
Yeah.
also came out bugged a bit when it first came out. I don't think his passive was working on it, and then they of course have the gold and XP. It's still garbage. There's no
It's bad.
justifying that.
Any thoughts about the minor? Anybody catch opening days of Star Ladder?
Sure didn't.
No.
I did.
I watched
what
a
are
little
you
bit.
thinking, buddy?
All right, Trent, take the next 20 minutes for yourself, buddy.
Yeah, I
you,
got
buddy.
this one,
How was
guys.
Cinderin? How was his performance? Rate it from 1 to
He
10.
did very well.
the panel.
They have a standing desk. I think they have chairs day 2, if I recall correctly. But day 1, they had a standing desk with no chairs, but the desk was perfectly below crotch level. It was
It's
the
not-
ultimate talent nightmare, where literally it was just a desk with all their junk right at the top of the
Hell
desk.
yeah.
Did they
Hell
set
It's
their
yeah.
junk
just
on
like,
the table?
how does this happen? Like, I was just there at that studio. There were chairs. Like, I don't get it. I don't
It's a
know.
mad
Anyway,
decision.
They're
that was
cutting
thoroughly
costs.
enjoyable. Especially because Cinder was wearing one of those dress shirts that doesn't have the what do you call it, Andrew? You know what the term
The
is.
scalloped bottom.
Scallop bottoms.
What
so
the
it looks
hell?
awful.
Fuck are you guys talking about? What's a scalloped bottom?
It's like
The
so
kind that slopes on the side, so you can untuck it and it looks still normal.
sort of passable. Yeah, like shirts.
Yeah.
Some shirts are cut completely even around the bottom. Those shirts you always want to tuck in 100%. They make shirts that
Exactly.
are cut sort of like a tail almost, so that you can wear them untucked and it's supposed to be quote stylish. You know, you can argue it looks a little silly. You should just tuck it in anyway. But if it's unscalloped and you're untucked, dude, you're fucked.
Yeah, so he was looking real rough, but it was fine. They got chairs for the next day, and of course, Cinder was great. It was lovely having him back.
So I guess
And,
the biggest thing to talk about is that new Twitch thing. Ooh.
But I'm not
Player
done. Hold on.
What?
We got to talk about
Competition?
Chen and Io.
Oh God! All right, go ahead.
What? I mean,
Go
come on,
ahead.
that's huge. Chen and Io got gutted in 7.22C. They actually got picked.
Yeah.
Chen won one game. They were in the same game. It was Chen versus Io, and the Chen won.
Wow.
I didn't
Wow.
think we'd see that hero, to be honest, because he got destroyed. He's
He-
still
he's-
getting banned, though.
He's worse, but he's not that much worse. I've
Yeah.
only played it one game, but you basically still have about equal amounts of creep damage. It's just your skill build is different now. You don't max out your aura. You max out ideally your first 2 skills. I haven't actually checked to see what the pros are doing, but I assume that's what. they're
Yeah,
doing.
he got banned. I think every game but 2, and the And no, not every game, but he got picked twice. He won one and lost one. But
Do you know what his skill build was? I assume he went like 1-4-1 or something into 4-4-1 or something.
I
Maybe.
will double check Adam's build. 'Cause I thought
like-
3-4-3 playing it.
Because it's just it's different definitely, but it's not that much worse. I don't.
He
think.
went.
Surprisingly.
First point was in persuasion, and then aura, persuasion, alt. So basically, just skipping Q and just maxing persuasion first.
Okay, I don't necessarily think that's good personally because it doesn't scale very well. It only increases like your regen and the heal percentage that you get. So it makes your ulti better when you're fighting in groups. But like, why not get penitence? Is my thought. And you just need 1 point of your third skill to get to unlock the 60-second teleport, basically. So
Yeah.
I'm not sure that the way he's doing it is finalized yet. I think we'll
I think
see
it might be
adjustments.
the heal increase. That's just. I think it was part of the strategy because they had
Okay.
Wraith King as well as Darkseer. So you have like
Okay.
early mech, and then you have the lifesteal.
That makes sense then. Yeah, that they would do it.
So
Analysts.
All right. Anyway, what you're talking about that sweet extension? Because that extension was pretty sick. Not gonna lie.
Layers got some competition for the first time, dude. That stuff was pretty cool.
What
Click
is
on heroes. So it's on Twitch while you're watching the miner. You could click on a hero and see their item and other shit like that. They had
Whoa.
something going on the right hand side too, where it's like showed their picture in +4 or whatever. I don't know.
Whoa.
It was very, very interesting.
The funny thing is, I actually haven't talked to him yet, but Buka and I have talked about that feature 4 years ago. Why didn't they ever build it?
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it exists for like Hearthstone and Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
right?
No, they
like-
always
Well, I
kept
think
talking
you
about
have to have a-
extensions.
You probably have to have an integration with Twitch, and then
Yeah.
Twitch, you
Well,
have
for
to
sure.
give all your info to Twitch, and then Twitch will, they'll let you do whatever, but they can easily just steal that whenever they want. So maybe it's like a desperation kind of proprietary thing. Why not to build that and then share it with Twitch? Because everything has to go through Twitch. So, I
Well,
don't
plus,
know.
wouldn't you rather be there at the events?
That is
like,
true.
It seems a
Yeah,
little
that-
more removed.
Imagine if that was available years ago. How big of a difference do you think that makes for spectating?
It is so
Or is
nice.
it just
I
like a
can say.
marginal thing?
Jeez, being able to check what skill those people are doing in the middle of the game instead of having to wait till they click someone is really nice.
But you guys are the 0.1% of Dota viewers. You guys are like the
All right,
top
yeah, but
tier.
what about the 99% that love the clap? I mean, that
mean-
shit is that was on fire.
I think
The
Trent's
clap.
right though. I think watching Dota games, that is the one thing, no matter who I'm with, I consistently hear the most complaints. Click on X hero. Like, I want to see what X hero is doing, and you may or may not get to see that for the next 5 minutes, depending on what the observer looks at. So I don't know. I think it's a pretty significant value add as a Dota consumer. Or if you're kind of like me, where you like the value of Dota TV, but Twitch is just more convenient, this is sort of the middle ground, right? You get the
Yeah,
benefits
exactly.
of Dota TV with the convenience of Twitch. I'm in. Sign me up, dude.
Oh, jeez. Cool innovation. This is what Steam TV
Yeah, that's very
could
cool.
have been. You could have had this kind of stuff and be integrated in that directly with the game feed, but just another dead project. Jesus.
I forgot about Steam TV. What happened
Steam
to that?
TV, bro. This could have been their thing. Why have to work through Twitch, a third-party company, and an organizer where you can do everything at once?
So-
Dumbos.
I'm glancing at the star ladder at Liquipedia, and this format is pretty fucking brutal. It's 2 groups of 4, and we've seen Group A. That's all that's done so far, and Windstrike is eliminated. If you're bottom of the group, you're out.
Yeah.
It's only top 3 move on, and if you're third, you start lower bracket. So like, there's group stage elimination in this minor. It's the opposite of the Dota Pit minor.
Yeah, the if I recall, how long was the first Star Ladder Miner? It was really short. It was 7, 8, 9, 10. So it's only 4 days. I think this one's 5. This is 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, so they had to add one more day. I guess Valve poked them with the stick, and this was their format for it.
Okay.
Because we were, I think, all surprised to hear how long Dota Pit was compared to the other miners. I mean, first of all, I was just shocked that the first Star Ladder was 4 days. That seemed crazy short.
Agreed.
Because remember we talked about how like Valve blocked off certain days, and it was like this is when the tournaments will be held. So I think people had like an expectation how long majors and minors would be, and then Star Ladder just rips out a 4-day one. But 5 days, this format, I don't know. I'm always down for this. GSL, whatever. Kind of sucks losing the same team twice and going out, but you gotta beat everybody. I guess that's not true when there's 2 slots though.
Yeah, you just
That changes it a little bit, actually. You don't have to beat everybody. Oh, now this format sucks. That's not good.
Oh, no.
need a call in from Knoxville here. So yeah, we'll see what happens in Group B. Alliance won Group A. Somehow, the few games I saw looked like Alliance are still playing the most classic Alliance games imaginable. Hey, guys, we've got this one in the bag. Oh, fuck, we threw it away at Roche. Don't worry, we still got this in the bag. We just need another 45 minutes to delay the Megas, slow things down, and wait for the other team to just get too tired that they can't play anymore.
They're not bad, honestly. Like, Alliance is genuinely not. They beat LGD at ESL Birmingham, and LGD still went really far in the tournament. Like, they're like close to being a pretty damn good team. So I'm not surprised to hear they're doing well.
Okay. You think they'll beat NIP in this minor? I guess they don't have to, right? Both of them could qualify.
Well, they'd still have to play them, I guess.
NIP is probably a little bit better. They're probably better, but Alliance is not that far off, I don't think.
Why are you laughing, Suns fan? Are you an Alliance lover or hater?
No, it's more people are complaining about Slacks' echo. They know how I feel every day of my fucking life, honestly, right here.
Fine.
Your audio
Fine.
quality,
Yeah, you're going to
please.
push talk, buddy. Sorry.
Fine. I'm backed up. I will turn
Are
it
those
down.
fidget spinners in your hand?
I'm bored.
Are you spinning
you-
right now, dude?
God damn it, dude. It feels like you need to be entertained at all hours of the day, every second of every
shit I'm
day.
thinking about, bro.
I
I don't even know where this came from. My wife was cleaning out my room and she found it and she put it on my desk because she just thought I was like some kind of dumbass. And now I'm using it and I don't even know that I'm using it. I hate these things.
Is it the
Get outta
captain's
here.
draft one? Which brand?
I think it is. I hope he doesn't have
it's
another
the
one.
captain's draft one.
Yeah, that one's legit. Dude.
Excellent.
Those are going to be alive for like
Excellent.
40 years or something.
Excellent.
All right, cool. Well, still a fair bit of minor action to go. Then, of course, we're on to the major. Let's talk about one of the biggest pieces of roster shuffle news. A lot of requests to cover this one. Matumba Man, no longer part of Team Liquid. The dynasty is over. I guess we still haven't heard who is replacing him, right? Still an empty slot on the side of Liquid. But
Resolution.
this represents a big change. This is a big one. Kind of a key player, key personality, play style. A lot of folks nervous about the future of Liquid losing a core player like this.
It is
The
kind of insane.
announcement
It's
was
crazy.
super interesting, though. Don't you guys think?
How so?
Because the wording of the announcement. They said that he's benched, but...
That just means we're selling him.
Yeah, he's on contract.
That's
so.
what that means.
Oh, okay.
That means he didn't quit. He's not
Aw.
kicked. That means send us your offers and we will sell you him because that is what contracts are for.
It's also
Don't
nicer
shut down the
because
Slacks conspiracy theory.
it's also nicer because he's getting paid in the meantime too, so it's not all bad.
No, it's true.
Yeah, so that just means that he's for sale and he's not allowed to leave, though, on his own accord. So if nobody
Correct.
buys him, he's just
You're
trapped.
for
Right.
sale, sir.
That's kind of worse than a kick, don't you think? Like,
Well-
sorry, sir, we no longer need your services. But for
Hit
the
the
highest
now
bidder,
warm
we
the
will,
bench.
we will let you go.
Get the towels.
I'm
Back to
surprised
the-
they did it so late, though. It's freaking June 12th. Was that
It
yesterday?
makes you
right?
wonder what cracked. Like
Yeah.
how bad were the scrims in the last week, or how or when
Well-
did it really happen?
I mean, they did poorly at Birmingham, right?
Yeah,
If
that's
I'm not
true.
mistaken. So
Let me take a look.
they want to win
mean,
TI again, and things aren't working, so you got to make changes. That's what always happens, you know.
It's super interesting, though, because as Iori's right, we've seen this team like go up and down, and it's been this dynasty. But I guess people got him figured out. And even though Matu's really good, maybe that's who they decided. It's like he's the one that everyone has figured out. I don't know. Super weird, though.
It could
I
be
wonder
something like
what team is he going to join, dude?
Maybe he's toxic.
No, the real question is he about to create the cascading effect?
Mm.
So let's say that some other team that has a guaranteed slot at TI says, "Wow, I'd rather have Matu than X person,"
Mhm.
and then
It's
they
possible.
get kicked, and then it just goes. We
See, this
could
is-
see a whole chaos is a ladder kind of deal.
Yes. This was our idea from a long time before, right? Once you get
Yes.
actually locked in a TI, you sell all your players. Because no matter
you
what,
sell them for the points.
yeah, no, you
Unfortunately, they don't
sell
keep
them to
their
the highest
points.
bidder. Not only are you going to TI to make money, you also sell each player for like $2 million. You're in a fucking bay. You'll probably make more than you would have made unless you
Well,
went
where's that
TI.
money coming from exactly? This
Idiots.
is Dota we're talking about.
Idiots. You know?
NBA
if I was
teams?
Team Secret right now, I'd disband the entire team, sell it to Team Liquid, sell it to everybody. Everybody plays TI. We all get extra money, but that's
So
guaranteed.
Liquid gets
Well,
two
teams keep
teams.
the points now. Players don't. So the plan
Oh.
fails this year, right?
Oh fuck, that's right. Oh well. Well, why'd they kick Matu then? What the?
Because they still get to keep. They still go to TI.
Yeah. Interesting.
They said it was a mutual decision. Do we believe this?
Yeah.
Mutual in the sense that everyone was probably. I don't know how to put it. It's like I'm sure in his ideal world he's not the one to leave, but if someone has to leave, he agrees that someone has to leave and
It's like
the one out.
a
if that makes
scenario
sense.
where individually everyone in the equation agrees this is not working. We have to change something, right? I don't think anybody necessarily wanted to be the one that leaves the team that could go on to win it again. But when push comes to shove, if you're not happy,
then
you're not happy.
They should have kicked Kuro. He's the coach. I mean, it's him they've got figured out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't fully disagree. Like, if you look at Liquid as a team, you can't kick Kuro because he's the captain. You can't kick Miracle because he's arguably the best player in the world. You can't kick GH. He's fucking insanely good. You can't kick Mind Control. He's probably the best offlaner in the world. And you have Matoma Man who plays a sacrificial carry role and seems a little bit solidified in his play style. It's like the typical. It's like Jack's tweet, like the Jack everybody knows. He said like showing that it showed that like another sacrificial carry is seen to be as like a weakness or something. It's like we see the same thing when No-Tail played carry, when MP played carry, all these like sacrificial carry players. People just think they look bad at some point.
So
They get
my
blamed.
question is like, how much is Liquid going to change with who they take? Like let's say it is we, for example. Are we assuming that Miracle's basically just playing carry, no matter who they get? I feel like with the heroes he's played as of late, he's pretty much hardcore solidified into I am the one, and they need a mid one. They need someone who can play more of these finesse heroes and make more of this space. Of course, I mean there's plenty of mid ones out there, right? To try and give Miracle a good game, and Matu was maybe a little bit more solidified into those Viper heroes, the green nasty heroes that don't necessarily create the same sort of opportunities for not only your carry but also your supports.
That's not a Weehaw playstyle at all.
Playstyle.
Or
No,
really,
it kind of
like-
is. Weehaw's a lane
or-
loser, mid game make player.
He's very flashy, and he like especially. You're saying he'd be playing the mid lane a lot, or is that still Miracle doing the most of that?
I think.
He-
I mean, it's gonna be hero dependent, right? Like if they can get away with a
Yeah.
Morphling mid, then Miracle's gonna play the Morphling
I
mid.
can only speak for like a couple years ago, but mid lane was he was not a fan. Let's just say.
Yeah.
We tried it out for a while, but
Am I taking crazy pill there? We saw that Weehaw was like tagged up and stuff, but couldn't that be a tryout? Is Weehaw actually
Yeah,
good
it could have just been a
anymore?
tryout. He's not confirmed.
Am I crazy? But hasn't Weehaw sucked for like a year and a half or 2 years? Am I stupid?
He
How
hasn't
is he
sucked.
gonna
He's
go
just
on
been
Liquid?
on a weaker team.
That's what I tell people in ranked. I'm not bad. It's just a weak team.
Well,
But
I'll tell people.
I
you are
also
bad.
don't win a lot.
Yeah,
That'd be interesting to see, though.
last time he placed well was ESL 1 Birmingham 2018, where they got third and won 100K. So it's been a little while. You're not wrong. He's due for a trophy.
I mean, Weehaw was good when he was playing Wind Ranger at Shanghai, but I haven't seen much since then. No offense. Love my pro players, but
Shanghai.
What about the Crimson
was-
Guard Invoker at what was that tournament? Didn't
Genting,
see.
maybe? Or
It was something like Genting, but I can't remember what it was now.
That was probably it. They DC won Genting 2017.
Okay, yeah, maybe it was Genting. That was a good one.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sold that it's Weehaw. There's some pretty good carries out there right now, aren't there?
Like who?
Eternal Envy for one.
Well, I
Well, the
know.
one thing I will say, for personality-wise, Weehaw would be amazing for that team because
That is
he-
true.
like ego,
Really?
he's not egocentric at all. Like he is the easiest person, one of the easiest people to work with in terms of getting team chemistry to work, which sometimes is a negative. Honestly, if you need a guy that needs to like push his opinions out there a lot, but coming into a team that won TI a couple years ago and has been very successful, I think he's actually. I'm not talking about play wise, but personality wise would be really good.
doesn't he
for
have
sure.
like? Doesn't he have like? He doesn't like want to play the same hero every game kind of problems. Do you think Kuro's gonna be able to control him?
I mean, considering this is a short-term thing, regardless, right? Like even if they
Potentially.
add him
Yeah, I
on,
guess.
it's still temporary technically because it's kind of a tryout through TI. So I don't think you'll
Yeah.
have an issue with that.
Suns fan, speaking of Envy, I'm curious what you thought about the Beast Coast team pickup during the last minor major cycle, since we haven't had a What the Duck since then. What was your reaction to that announcement when you saw Team was picked up by Beast Coast?
Had no idea they were picked up by Beast Coast. I only heard about them via I started hearing more about them when Envy started kicking people in the guise of Brax and or in the disguise of Brax and Mike. But I'm surprised that there's more NA orgs. I'm happy. Obviously, it's a good thing, but we'll see if they stick around with Forward Gaming, etc. All these other orgs.
Can I talk about very short? Go ahead, Trent. I've been interrupting you all episode.
No, I wasn't going to say anything. Go ahead. I was just commenting on.
I am obsessed with Beast Coast because they put out a mascot. Now, this happened around MDL. His name is Crush. The Beast
No,
Coast.
It's Crest. You say his
I
name
don't
wrong
give a shit
every
what
time.
the stupid fucking mascot's name is. I'm obsessed with it. It's got lore, and it's very interesting. And I really wanted to get into it, but Beast Coast didn't actually do well enough at MDL for me to get into it. I fucking love this thing. On its art page, it has things that says like, has opposable thumbs for manipulation of simple objects. What does that mean? It talks about how he enjoys eating kale, but sometimes he'll sneak some potato chips. It's fucking, I love it. I can't get over it. So I talk about Crush as much as I can. I love that little fucking thing. And then while we were at MDL, we're sitting in the talent lounge, and I'm doing website searches on Crush. And then people started making Rule 34, like, fucking really nasty shit about Crush, too. And I've never been into that stuff. But we were looking at it, man. I mean, Crush is like, he's getting big. I fucking love this thing. I wish that every time that they come out, there's like a big-ass Crush mascot, like what Kingwin used to do. And he's just out there like, woo! Like... You guys had to see these tweets, because these tweets, the guy that's like making this really fucked up like furry porn of
Can
Crush.
you at least call it by
like,
the right name so they're not confused?
Whatever. He's like sending it to the people. He's sending it to Beast Coast. He's like, hey guys, look, I love Crush. Here's some of my art. And they're like, could you not? It's cool if you make this, but don't link it to us. His whole journey of being created and then turned into the sexual object, and then Aaron's trying to fight against it. It's a fascinating tale. And it's one I couldn't care less about the pro team, but Crush's journey, I can't wait to see where it goes next. I'm into that little fucking thing.
Have they sent you a plushie yet?
No, I wish they would. I would give up everything to be that mascot. Go to every event and just go into the crowd and just be like, Crush, baby. I love them.
Slacks,
I think every team should have this.
If you're willing to give up everything, I think that they have a deal ready and waiting for you, bud.
Yeah.
Everything.
Everything.
Team Secret should have one. They should have like a little bear that like has a trench coat and like flashes people and shit. That'd be cool. Like
Right.
Every team should have an anthropomorphic mascot. Japan's all about that shit. Literally every company has an anthropomorphic mascot. Why don't we have that in esports? Beast Coast are geniuses.
No, you do make a good point. Maybe 5 years from now, we're going to be doing team introductions. Like, all right, here's the traditional mascot face-off. They do the coin flip
Dude.
now.
Pro teams
Dinosaur
have
Commandos would have been so fucking good.
it.
God,
Dinosaur Commando.
I should have done it, man.
Shannon, what would your mascot have been for Digital Chaos?
Well, you
A
would have done
dinosaur.
Dinosaur
It still
Commando.
would've
Dinosaur.
I'm not fucking around, guys. That's the future. You laugh, but those are traditional mascots in the NFL. I mean, they love
Are they
that
gonna
shit.
come out with the team, clapping their hands in the air, doing like little fist things?
I hope
All-star
so.
matches at TI, they're just literally beating the shit out of each other on stage, and it's fucking awesome.
You know,
Whenever there's
My-
a pause in the game, the mascots fight in the center stage between the booths. The entire duration of the pause.
You know we like it. You know that type.
I don't know, dude. My experience so far with melding traditional sports with esports, forcing it when you have like these esports teams introduced like in the NBA game, it's so fucking cringy, dude. That's probably the most cringe-worthy content you could ever get.
I don't
This-
know, dude.
And
NBA
Digital
2K League.
Chaos! And nobody's clapping, and the nerds are on the floor like, "Hey guys!" Like, I don't know.
Shannon,
That's pretty
NBA
bad, dude.
2K League is turning it around, man. They've been breaking some five-figure viewership a little bit. Their players are getting salaries. They're balling pretty hard. I'm telling you, dude, your future is in casting NBA 2K League.
So here's the thing, right? I actually would find it enjoyable if they used real players instead of Bucket Horse 92, which
And
is a
Cocoa
custom character
Pebbles
with
sinks
blue
it
hair.
from long.
Like that ruins the whole experience for me, dude. I don't know. I can't do it.
But wouldn't it be weird if you're just playing regular players. Like you're a professional
That's what they do for Madden, right?
NBA 2K player, and it's just like, all right, Curry from 3, and it's this little 16-year-old kid who's like, I play Steph Curry today. Hello. That would be even cringier.
Oh yeah, because they're actual 5-on-5, right? I always forget that.
And each
That is-
player
Yeah.
controls a character on the court. I
can't
want
tell
to
how
like.
much money is in that.
Are they
It
themselves?
depresses me to see how much money's in that scene.
Turns out the NBA's got
More-
a lot of sponsor.
It's not more
connections.
depressing than the Overwatch scene, though. Holy shit. Hundreds of millions of dollars invested. I mean, we don't want to get into this.
Does anybody know like what is the minimum salary for OWL? Like if you are a player in Overwatch League,
It's public, right? I forget.
probably. Maybe Twitch chat can help us. But I'm curious what that actual floor is because for NBA 2K League, I think the lowest salary if you're in the league as a player is like $33K per year, something like that.
think it's
That's-
something
Wow,
like that.
the lowest?
that's the lowest.
Woo!
That's not bad for
Woohoo!
NBA 2K League, dude.
Hell yeah. That's more than we paid an American teacher.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
God, you're not wrong. Though.
Fuck.
Those
So-
people are in charge of our children and the future of our nation, and they get paid less than a fucking Overwatch League asshole on Toronto Storm or whatever the fuck they're doing up there.
According to
what?
Twitch chat, the minimum salary for OWL is $50K. I don't know if that's 100% true, but sounds in the ballpark.
Wowee.
All right.
Wow.
The one that I
exciting.
keep catching every once in a while that pops up on Twitch that looks so depressing is the Battlegrounds esport. Have you guys seen that they have created a North American and a European league? And sometimes I'll see that it's live and it averages like 4K viewers.
What's
What is
Battleground?
Battleground?
What is
PUBG.
this?
PlayerUnknown's
Okay,
Battlegrounds.
I figured it was.
Oh,
Sorry.
PUBG. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
PUBG.
I thought that
PUBG.
game was dead. I'm
it's
sorry.
its esports scene is like you look at the arena and the setup and it's crazy. It is a like giant setup, right? All the players are out there. It's a really nice stage and all that stuff, but geez, I can't imagine how much money they are burning.
I mean, when your mobile game runs better than your PC game, you know you have real issues,
I
especially
don't
if it's an FPS.
I don't think PUBG has any fucking issues. Did you? You guys didn't go to India. They literally PUBG Mobile is the biggest game out there.
I think it's
in
the-
other parts of the world. It is
Yeah.
still huge.
It's the highest
Huge.
earning mobile game this year, I think, which is actually crazy. I was really surprised
Wow.
to see that.
Yeah. They
I
are
mean,
not
doomed to
fucking
be
around.
underlords, though, of course.
Soon.
No,
I mean, it's not
no.
that it's not that hard to play in mobile, honestly.
It's
I
crazy
played
popular.
it. I was paid to play it
in-
once, but it was not bad.
Yeah, in Southeast Asia and stuff, like where mobile gaming is already pretty big, like those mobile MOBAs are actually somewhat popular. PUBG is like the first-person shooter. I see tournaments in that region all the time, like straight cash tournaments for PUBG Mobile. Play on
They
your
are
Razer
doing-
phone.
They're doing just fine, in my
Are we the
opinion.
esports
Yeah.
elitists? Do you
Here's
think?
Yes.
the
Yeah,
the
100%.
article. Blah 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 blah. I just lost it. Okay. Blah blah blah. All right. Geez, sorry, I lost it. Okay. With over 100 million active players across the world, PUBG earned $146 million in revenues last month, making it the highest-grossing mobile game in the world, according to the Financial Times.
Last
Yeah.
month. So
Yeah,
That's
just
month.
that's in 1 month.
So that explains it. They need the PC version of PUBG esports to have the illusion of authenticity, so that the mobile can stay authentic.
I
in
don't
there.
think it's. It's not an
Excuse
illusion
me.
at all. I think they're very successful. Real fact, my friend Lieutenant Bernie made me download PUBG 3 nights ago, and we played it again. The game's fucking. It's still pretty good, dude.
Tread
You know, they
down.
got
Does
a-
it still run like
it's
garbage
way
on PC?
better.
Trent and I
it's
played
way
it 2 months
better.
ago or a month ago.
Yeah.
It's still
You know,
a
they
fun
have
game
a
to play.
snow map where there's snow on the ground, and when people walk, you can follow their tracks. That's fucking cool, dude.
That map has a
Yeah.
castle in it too.
Tarkov
you can
can't do that.
conquer the castle.
No, it can't. No, it can't. But anyway, I don't know. Their pro scene might not be, that like amazing, and they're funneling a lot of money into it. But I legitimately think that they're doing just fine. Whereas Overwatch is
Well,
How are they
But they're
making
making
Overwatch
2.
2? That confused me.
Jinx.
Overwatch 2.
That's been announced.
I think
They
Overwatch
said it's
2
going to be
will
like
literally
Left 4
be.
Dead.
It's just going to be Overwatch.
Wait,
You know,
guess-
you know what they
mean?
should do with it? They should make if it is like Left 4 Dead, they should make it more like PvE.
Wait,
'Cause
well, I'm
it-
They said it's
confused.
more PVE.
What do you mean
They
it's
said
like
that.
Left 4 Dead?
They said there's going to be a lot more PVE, and they compared it to Left 4 Dead.
Because
That's
there's a
all
lot
they
of
said.
because it's marketed heavily to like casual
Casuals.
players, right?
Yeah.
But like
Even
it's also
more
a competitive
casual?
game, and that shit gets
Oh.
draining. That you have to deal with like ragers and teammates that don't listen to you. If you make it more PVE, you can still enjoy playing the game and being a part of the community without having to deal with the negative effects, and they can keep the game bigger.
Huh.
That's ironic in
Which
a way
kinda makes
because Fortnite was a completely unsuccessful game when it was just PvE, and then they made it this battle royale, and it became one of the most popular games in the world.
That is a good point.
And now
That's a good point.
Overwatch is trying to do the opposite.
I mean, wasn't it kind of inevitable, though, for Overwatch, the way they structured the business model? It's very much a traditional box release game. You sell it for a whatever the going price is, $60 a copy. You play it. Was Overwatch cheaper than that? It might have been less. I feel like I paid less.
I think it was 60. I want to say it was 60 on
When it
Battle.net
first
when it
came
came
out.
out.
Yeah. But, I mean, with that kind of a model, are there any microtransactions in Overwatch? I don't think so. It's been a
there's
while.
chests.
Loot boxes.
What are you talking about? Loot boxes, baby.
Oh, yeah, there are loot boxes. Okay.
Oh, sorry, 40 American.
40. Yeah, it was
American.
40.
More
Yeah.
American.
But, I mean, it seems to me like that model is it's like Call of Duty, dude. It's Blizzard Activision. It's all about pumping out the titles, getting something on the shelves.
Yeah, but how can you create a new title when you have like a league that, I don't know.
You
that
just,
you just don't care?
morph it into the league, dude. What do you mean?
I guess
You
so.
own it. You call the commissioner and you say, Bud, we got Source 2.0.
Bad-
We got to get this thing live.
I find that so stupid because it's just like, so who's ever gonna play Overwatch again?
Well,
Nobody. So you're just all gonna play Overwatch.
They're not going to
2.
call it Overwatch 2, though. If it is a standoff product from the normal Overwatch, they're going to call it something really stupid and knockoffy,
No,
like
they named it
Overwatch,
Overwatch 2,
Underlords.
It's
or
going to be
something.
But what
Overwatch
about
2
the
Legacy of the
$500 million
Void.
that's been invested? What will they do with that money? Oh, poor Blizzard. Oh no,
Oh,
Blizzard sucks.
no.
Overwatch Underlords, guys. Now
that's probably
that's
next
an
week.
idea. Why don't they do a
Comes
auto
out with
chess with
12 characters. Wow,
Wow, we. Mm.
Would you guys
Can't
be
wait to
excited
get my level 3 May.
if Blizzard announced Warcraft 4? Would that be a title that would get you guys giddy?
Yep.
No,
I feel like not anymore.
I didn't have
honestly.
a PC in those days.
I love WC3, but like I don't think I'd play Warcraft. I mean, I'd play it. I wouldn't like religiously play
But you
it.
think it's been too long? You wouldn't become like a Warcraft 4 caster or something? Make
I
some
think-
Warcraft 4 content? Warcraft cinema?
RTS is just not exciting anymore. I think we've evolved past RTS at this point.
Okay.
The
I don't
one-on-one,
know.
you're out on that?
That's sad.
Yeah,
I'd play it.
it is sad. It is sad.
I'm still looking forward to this mobile Diablo game that they announced last year, man. This is going to be hype when it finally comes out. They've been working on it forever. No?
Mobile
That's-
that one that they announced
Yeah.
at a terrible time. And they're
Diablo
like, no, it's just
Immortals.
mobile, guys.
That
Yeah,
was
that
the
one, right?
classic. You guys have phones, right? That was the Diablo Immortals
But it's not
announcement.
even them making it, right? They outsourced it to some other company.
Oh, really? I didn't know
I hope that game is so fucking successful. There's something about when people are
eating it.
so angry, and then it's like the turnaround. It's like super good. Oh, those moments are so dank. I love it. I hope that game is like the best-selling fucking mobile game in history.
You know, speaking
be
of game
amazing.
releases, we're getting far off Dota, but anything from E3 that y'all are excited about? This is like exciting podcast time.
Banjo!
Literally,
That's right!
all I've wanted is like I had Smash for my 64 and I played it and I played Banjo Kazooie on my 64 and I was like, man, I wish Banjo was in Smash. And then Melee's coming out, I'm like, oh, maybe Banjo's gonna be in Melee. Nope. Maybe they'll have him in Brawl. No. Smash 4? No. And then like this tease, dude, for weeks they've been teasing. It's like maybe, and I couldn't get my hopes up. And then it was actually Banjo, and all is right in the world. So I'm just gonna keep playing Melee until Banjo drops, and then I'm just gonna fuck on people.
I'm sorry.
It's gonna
is
be
Koopa Troopa in
24-hour
that game
stream
yet?
of Trent banjoing people.
Shut the
Is
fuck
Koopa
up about
Troopa?
Koopa Troopa. Nobody
I need
cares.
Koopa Troopa. Is he
It's
in the
so
game?
Stupid.
King K.
Koopa
Rool?
Troopa's such garbage.
No,
No.
Koopa Troopa.
Let us have our moments, Sunset. Trent, I'm so with you, buddy. I fucking love Banjo. I'm not kidding. Well, you know when people say that like super cringy shit of like when I saw that trailer, I cried. I was in tears. I literally heard that remastered Banjo song and I felt my fucking eyes were watering for like the first time since I was like 10 years old. I almost weeped. The fucking
Oh, man.
Banjo remix. Oh, God,
Those
that game was
games.
so
I
good.
know. I can't wait. And you know it means that they're releasing a new game for the Switch because obviously this is
Oh,
just
they got
marketing. So
Dude.
it's all
Witcher
good.
3 is coming to Switch. That's kind of cool. That sounds like a
That-
great Switch game.
I bought Doom for the Switch because I was like, oh, Doom was really good and I want to play it. I don't want to sound like an elitist here, but it looks so fucking bad. I literally couldn't keep playing it. It looks so bad.
You mean you're
How
not
do
a
they possibly-
540p gamer?
No, I'm not one of those like 60 FPS whatever, but it literally looked like such garbage. I felt stupid playing it. I feel like, how is The Witcher going to look good on that system? It's going to look awful.
Didn't Diablo 3 look pretty okay on the Switch, though? I mean, it's possible. It just eats the battery.
Oh my god, it destroys the battery. That was brutal. I mean, Diablo looks all right, but it's pretty laggy. Like, it definitely lags when you're playing it.
No, fucking Nintendo came out on E3, though. They were just slaying, dude.
Yeah, they really were.
Candace of Hyrule, New Breath of the
That's
Wild.
out. I gotta install that.
Candace is out? There's
Yeah,
no way
comes out today, dude.
Are
Really?
you fucking kidding me, bro?
Yeah.
Woo!
I
You know
switch
what?
on right now.
Shout out also to Bethesda, because they had a fucking turd last year. They had their own artifact in 76. And you know what they're doing? They're grinding. They're putting the time in. We're going to release a battle royale. We're going to do free DLCs. We're going to invest in this product and save it. It's so good to see a company that doesn't just fucking abandon IPs. Good on you, Bethesda.
What was so bad about 76? I didn't play it. We're talking about Fallout. Why was it such a disaster? Because I was hyped when I saw the announcement.
Ever, Zyri? Have you
Huh?
ever played one ever?
No.
All right. Have you played like Skyrim before?
A little bit. Not like a
All
ton
right.
of hours, but I'm aware
Have you
of
played
it's...
any game like that?
Yeah, sure.
So what is the main point of those games? Would you say it is to learn the storyline and interact with the characters in the quests and build a world around you?
Well, usually I would say it's open world, and part of the fun is just running around, hacking and slashing and doing whatever the fuck you want, dude. You own that
Sure.
palace.
Sounds good. All right. Well, imagine if there was no one else but other players in your game of Skyrim, and you just had to make some lore with fucktard Slacks who shows up in your game, and he goes, "Hi, I'm a fellow vault hunter." I think that's Borderlands, but that's basically what Fallout 76 was relying on Slacks to show up in your game and make it enjoyable.
Which I did several times to many people. My character's name was Colonel Hicken, and we hunted chickens and made people lunch. Anyway,
See, I didn't even know this. But I knew that's what you would do.
Colonel Hicken. Now, 76's big problem was that it has all the typical Fallout bugs, but it's a multiplayer experience. So you're walking around, and then you take out your gun, and it just disappears. It's gone forever. And you were grinding for like 30 hours, and it's just like, what the fuck just happened? My gun's gone? What? And then also to balance stuff, when you kill a really powerful creature in an RPG, you expect something cool, right?
Yeah.
But it's a world where they have to maintain an ecosystem. So you kill the final boss, and it dropped like 350 caps and a bunch of random shit. It's like a leg armor, and you're like, what the fuck is this? I just spent like 2 hours. What?
What's it all
was like
for,
the whole
man?
game.
Yeah.
They tried to literally turn Skyrim into an RPG without thinking anything
sometimes.
through. It was awful. But now they're working on it. Shout out, Bethesda. Keep working on it, boys.
All right.
Don't just give up.
Is there ever going to be a new Skyrim?
Yeah, they
Yeah.
teased it last
haven't
year,
known.
but my God. Okay, it's actually been 8 years, guys. That was 11/11/11.
8
That game
years.
released. 8 years. I mean, sure, I can have some contempt for Activision for releasing a Call of Duty every year, and I can call them shitty for doing that and getting that money. But damn, dude, you guys have the actual cash cow, dude. Like, come on, stop putting Skyrim on toasters. Make a new game. Like, that's actually one of my major pet peeves. Like,
Was
to
it
have such an
toasters or
incredible
fridges?
IP and just not make games makes me very upset.
Now, who would do that? 1 and 2 episodes of the greatest game in history and then just not continue it for no reason? Very strange. You know what, though? It's actually not called Skyrim. It's called The Elder Scrolls. You sound like my fucking grandma talking about playing video games.
Yeah,
When
sorry.
are they making a new Nintendo? What?
I get it. There's been other Elder Scrolls before Skyrim. Yeah. But Skyrim was the big one, dude. That's the one nobody gives a shit about Oblivion anymore.
Fuck
What's the one that
you.
George R. R. Martin's
It's
working on
actually
now?
So hype.
Oh,
What
it's
game
made
is
by
George R.
the same people that do the Dark
Isn't it
Souls.
Elder Scrolls or not?
No, it's not Elder Scrolls.
Oh, okay.
Elden Ring is what it's called.
Oh, Elden. Yeah, it just sounds like okay.
Who, by George? I saw the commercial for
Yes.
that today. It's like written by this guy, and then they wait 5 seconds. Also with George. Oh, his stock's real up after season 8. Yeah, that's
Oh
fucking
yeah.
great.
I can't tell if you're being sarcastic, but I think it's definitely up after season 8.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. People
Oh.
got over the fact that they have
Nobody
to wait to be
blames him
like,
for that.
wait, I don't like it when the media I like isn't good. And now they're like, maybe it is worth it that the books aren't out yet, because then it's going to be good when it's done.
Those books are never coming out. Okay, that would have been
we're
the
gonna get at least
greatest.
one. Come on.
No. That
No,
come on,
we'll
that
get at least
marketing
one before he goes.
opportunity at the end of Game of Thrones, it's like, and now the next book is out tomorrow. If that didn't happen, those books are never fucking coming out.
Yeah,
That
I
would've
have to
been-
agree with that one. I was
Hell,
really
but
shocked
when-
they didn't pull that
How
out.
old is he? He's like 70 something.
Who cares? He's
His
dead.
body's about 70. I think he's only like 50 something.
Damn, dog. No.
Are you
Dude,
sure?
I mean,
could've
the
sworn he was
guy-
70
No, he's
something.
70. He was born in 48.
Okay, his body's like 100. All right, yeah,
So
GG. dude.
basically,
Those-
what's
those
going to
aren't
happen
coming.
is he's going to end up dying at some point, and then Brandon Sanderson's going to finish both books in about 2 weeks, because that's how fast he comes out with books, and everyone's going to be happy.
Will they though? Will they? Are we out of spoiler territory, by the way? good?
Um,
All right, well, just give a big warning, I guess. I would hope so. Like,
Yeah.
jeez.
yeah.
I
Good
watched
job.
the Trent and Ziori podcast on that shit.
All right,
Must
yeah, so
agree.
don't listen if you haven't watched Game of Thrones or care about spoilers for the next, like, 3 minutes. All right, go.
Yeah. Purge, you actually like Game of Thrones? I never heard
Yeah.
you talk about it.
I've read all the books, watched the show. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know you read all the books.
Really?
Yeah, I read them before the show. Maybe before the
Wow.
show came out. Around the start of it, maybe.
Oh. Super nerd. What'd you think of the end? Purge, you like it?
I definitely agreed that the quality kind of went down as time went on, but I really liked the first. I didn't like episode 2, but I liked like 1 and 3. I liked the first night battle. Like I agree that the overall quality was definitely less than people expected, but it was like just seemed like a pacing problem. Like they just didn't have enough time to make it good, so we got what we could. But I thought some of the episodes were very good, but there were many others that were a little disappointing. So I
Well,
generally
the problem
agree with
is
consensus.
they
but
had the
also-
choice of extending it, right? They had, I think HBO offered to do like
I
2
heard
more
that, yeah.
seasons, and the showrunners refused because they're doing Star Wars.
Yep,
So
Yeah.
that's fucked up.
that's why a
Don't
lot of people are
believe
really
the
angry.
Fucking
Yep.
bullshit from the angry fans.
Dude, it is true, though.
It's
They were given. Do you think HBO didn't give them everything they could have ever wanted?
yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit.
They were like, go ahead, dude. You can have 2 more seasons. You can do whatever you want, guys. And they were like, nah, that's cool. We're just going to end it now.
I mean, that shit's a legit battlefield right now. Like Disney is trying to make a streaming platform. Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, all of them want like their own content. All of them want to be the streaming platform that's super cool. It's kind of ridiculous that HBO has been able to maintain their seat so high in that pecking order relative to all of the other movie channels. Like, who do you know that
just so
subscribes
far
to
ahead,
Stars or Showtime? Guys, I've got the Cinemax package. No, everybody has HBO Go. That's the shit.
Yeah, but they basically created a streaming service when everyone still had cable.
Yeah, that's a good
Like
point.
they basically they had Netflix like 15 years ago, you know? So that's why they're so
Can I make a
set.
small rant about Game of Thrones?
Sure.
Yes.
Did you guys see the alternate ending that somebody came out with?
No.
No.
Nope.
No.
It is fucking amazing. So I guess I just try to describe it, I suppose. So you know,
This
at the
gonna be
end,
shit content, but
so
go
this
ahead.
isn't going to be a spoiler for everybody.
Shit
obviously.
content.
So
Here we go.
at the end, where fucking Bran is in his wheelchair, he just got elected, whatever, king, and he's talking to Jon Stark, okay, or Jon Snow, sorry, Jon Snow and Bran together, and they're talking at the end. You guys remember this scene?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Bran
Yeah.
is like, everything was supposed to happen the way it did. Something like that, right? Except instead it shows him with blue eyes. It goes back in time. It shows him warging into Daenerys as she destroys the city. So he ends up being the villain,
Oh.
essentially.
I
That
thought
would be
yeah.
hype.
I think
That
that's
would've
how
been
the
surprising.
books are going to go, personally.
Really? I
No
think they're going to be the
way.
same as the
Don't you think,
show.
like, surely the books can't be that bad that he's actually, like, I don't understand that character enough. Like, aren't they going to make it so that the three-eyed raven is, like, he was doing this all on purpose and
Yeah,
controlling
yeah,
everything to
he's-
be
he's the
king, and
bad
they just
guy.
couldn't show it off in the movies?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like George R. R. Martin's going to improve the books in some way to be like, see, you just couldn't tell that
Well-
he was actually evil in the show.
It's also going to be different because wherever the books dropped off, like the characters and story arcs are different. Like the show has changed a lot of stuff, so they can't just make up the new
Yeah,
characters
but he
that
has
are in the show.
confirmed. Supposedly, he's confirmed that the ending's basically the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, that is the
Like,
end.
what are these scenes of Bran warging? Remember, he was having a conversation with what's his face, like, "Excuse me,
Gotta
I'm
go."
going somewhere now." He wargs, and you don't see what the fuck's happening. What is
Or
the
when he
point
just
of that character?
becomes
The
the
whole
crows.
show, he's worthless.
Yeah.
All right, anyhow.
I was comfortable with where they left him until they got to like the last 2 episodes, and they're like, he should be the king. I was like, okay, like I was fine with you guys being like, look, he has limited powers. This is the best he can do. But then when they gave him responsibility at the end, I was kind of like, okay, this doesn't fit with my view of reality here.
Purge,
No,
I have
I
to
mean-
confess. Did you enjoy that scene when they're at the round table and Sam suggests something resembling a democracy, and then they all laugh in his face about how stupid it is that people get to vote?
I thought it was stupid before they laughed, yes. But
Yeah.
once they laughed, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay. When I saw that, for some reason that reminded me of you. I don't know if it's just because you like politics or what, but something about
Dude.
that scene. I could
This is
just
like
see
the
you
time
sitting
we
there,
were playing
guys.
Mafia, where
what
someone was
if-
like, yo, he likes Bernie Sanders, therefore he must be, and then you fucking went with it. I was so mad, dude. This moment reminds me of that moment. I just wanted to let you know.
You're right. He does like Bernie Sanders. He's untrustworthy.
And then you like made the game go on for like 2 more rounds rather than just believing me or some shit. Oh, it was like you were trying to like look into why I thought something. I don't know. It was.
Anyway, you guys are completely right, though. That is the lore. The three-eyed raven is this old guy back in the day, Brandon Rivers, right? And he's like the big bad of the story. And it's actually Bran hasn't been Bran since he, drank the Georgian juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This goes way back. So yeah. Anyway, close that out. It was
All right, close it
surprising
out.
to me. Surprising me how people can take such big IPs and fuck them up. The new Star Wars fucked up. Game of
I
Thrones
like it.
fucked up. I mean,
Dude,
I like the
Slacks
side
and I-
Star Wars things were really good, but the
When's the
actual
last time you laughed so hard at a movie? When we were watching together, dude. That was. I actually had fun watching it because it was so bad, and I enjoyed listening. Because you made me watch it a second time. This was at
That's
Captain's
right.
Draft, I believe, and I got to see your first reaction to some of these god awful scenes. And it
What
brought
are
me
you
so
talking
much
about?
Which
joy.
Star Wars we're
I have
talking
to
about?
lie.
the newest one.
The-
The
I
last
thought it was
whatever
great.
the
Fuck
shit
off.
fest was.
I'll fight you guys.
The-
Let's do it.
What's the Rain? What's the god awful director's name?
I don't know.
Whatever
I don't
name
even know
is.
his
It's
name.
horrible. Now they got the good director back, so probably
Well, that was a
better.
bad one anyway, because
Disagree.
we were in a 4D theater, and my fucking water nozzle thing got fucked up, so every scene it was just hitting me in the face with water for no reason.
Wait, what? Why is there a water nozzle?
So
4D
there,
theater.
we were in Captain's Draft, and there was this 4D theater, which is like, those old Disney rides where the seat goes up and then it moves? That's like the
Yeah.
entire theater. So
Okay,
like,
no, I understand all that, but where do the liquids come in? That seems like something that kind of pisses
Don't
that
you
was
me off.
remember?
literally-
Tell him.
it's
Tell him,
supposed to be
Flex.
like a very rare thing.
Do you remember
and
the
it's like-
milk scene?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I screamed. I was terrified because like no one else in the theater, their fucking water didn't work. And when Skywalker's milking this thing, I'm like, what the fuck? And then and I go, ah! And everyone else in the theater is like, is this kid a fucking idiot? He's like milking something. He's having a panic attack. Every scene, like during like flying scenes, water would just spit out and hit me, and it made the entire experience very stressful.
That's right. So you saw the movie a second time during Captain's Draft as well.
Yeah, with my
I didn't see it
sister, because it was really funny, and then I just kept getting assaulted by this water cannon for no reason.
Wow.
We have to save Kylo. Oh! Why? Anyway.
When's
All right,
the next
what else
Star
we
Wars
got
coming
on-
out? Is that soon?
On this. Oh yeah, the
think
new
it's
one's
this year.
coming out. Another one.
Yeah.
Isn't it
Oh,
December
boy.
or something?
It would be ending the trilogy, yeah.
Soon
Oh, did you guys
Bro.
see Aladdin?
I did.
Ugh.
Did not.
My wife
Great
is
movie.
trying to drag me to that.
Really
shit.
good movie.
What?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed
It's
it thoroughly.
Is the plot
I
the
love
same as the
Aladdin
original?
though, so it's not as no, of course not. I mean, Robin
Okay.
Williams is a god, so you can't.
Well,
Will Smith did a respectable job, even though I'm not a huge fan of him all the time. But I mean, Robin Williams is just you can't beat him. You know,
Mm.
he did
Who's it?
fine.
It was not awful, huh?
No, I liked
Not
it quite a
awful.
bit actually.
I actually will not pay money to see that movie because I don't want to support Disney just taking their old IPs and making them live action, like the fucking Lion King movie. Now they're real animals. Fuck you. Who cares?
Well, that's also CGI, so that's actually incorrect.
I mean, it's like a
still hate
generational
it.
thing. Like those movies came out when we were children. So now that they came out, it's like I don't remember exactly what the plot is, and it's kind of exciting.
Did you know
For me at least.
the last fresh movie on Rotten Tomatoes that Will Smith had was Men in Black 3, and that was only a 68%. That was in
Damn.
2012.
Damn.
He spent
used
the
to be a
last 7
god.
years making bad movies
Remember how
And
good
making
his
a
track
shitload of
record
money.
was?
and making an
Oh.
insane amount of money.
Wait,
I
what-
mean, we're
what
talking
was
about movies
I
like
Am Legend.
After Earth.
When did that come out?
That was before. That was 2007. That was a long time ago.
Okay.
That was a great movie, of course.
Have you
But,
guys
like,
read
he
that?
did
that
It's
one.
excellent.
Concussion since then. He did After Earth. That was a big moneymaker, I think, for him.
I thought he was
Suicide
a
Squad.
Scientologist, by the way. Is he not?
I think
think
he
so.
is.
I don't think he is.
Because I just watched a
Pretty sure he is.
documentary. Like there's a Netflix series. It's basically Earth, except it's him. It's about like climate change and stuff like that. I'm like, why is Will Smith narrating this? I thought he was a
He
Scientologist.
says he is not a Scientologist and has denied rumors claiming him as a
Oh.
member of the Church of Scientology, but he has spoken favorably about it. I just think a lot of the ideas in Scientology are brilliant and revolutionary and non-religious.
Oh, so
Sounds
he's a
like
plant.
something an anti-vaxxer would say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. As I would say
So
the
he
same
loves
thing.
Xenon, the
mean,
alien race. Or
for-
whatever.
for-
Look,
for-
Xenu, have some respect.
Xenu.
Any
Ooh.
cult is gonna have some thoughts that are like
Cult!
slightly
Cult!
good. You know, like they're gonna have.
Chill.
They're
You're
like,
right.
I don't know. I've read
Hey,
some
don't get
accounts of like.
Scientology on us, dude. Come on now.
I've read some accounts
Chill.
of former Scientologists where they're like, I realized when I was getting out that it was bad, but there were some like argumented, like they had like methods of arguing with each other that were logically structured or something and were helpful for working things out. For example, so there could be things like that that are benefits of the cult-like organization, but all the other negatives overshadow it as an overall bad
Well,
thing. For example,
it's seldom all
Oh.
bad. Most people will run from something that's all bad. It's got to be shrouded inside of like a self-help.
True.
There has to be some nugget of benefit to hook you in,
Exactly.
and then you got to get to level 9. That's when it gets real crazy, you know. But until then, there's probably some nuggets of truth in there, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Guys, should we talk about Midas mode to wrap this thing up? Should we
What?
talk about?
I like it.
What pressure? Gracious.
Well,
Okay,
this is a
let's do it.
great opportunity to talk about your.
Sure, whatever. Midas mode's in full swing. I don't fucking stream anymore. I don't have a life anymore. Every day I wake up and talk to sponsors and talk to all my 9 teams, try to get this fucking tournament happening, and it's gonna be the greatest tournament that ever came to Dota 2. No goddamn joke. That stuff that we have planned for this tournament. Recently announced. It's a live event in Colorado, Lakewood. Cheap to fly to Colorado International Airport. Cheap area with quality inns and all those fucking La Quintas. And it's going to be God tier. If you come and watch it, it's going to be God tier. If you watch from home, it's going to be good. I can't wait. There you go. Midas Mode 2 literally taking up 100% of my time. It is killing me. Love it.
And what are the dates again?
21st through 29th September.
Thank you.
Ooh.
Purge
Will
is
Keanu Reeves
Purge
be
is a
coming?
dog. No, I don't understand the Keanu Reeves thing. Can
Why?
we
He's
talk about
awesome,
this?
dude.
What's wrong with
No,
Keanu?
Keanu's been awesome for like 10 years. Why now?
Well,
Why
it's
is he
just,
such a big deal
No,
now?
it's just amplified over time.
exactly. It's building up.
He just
dude.
hit like a bunch
a-
of shit all in a row. He had his
and-
movie on Netflix that he had a little thing in.
and a lot of celebs have come out to be pieces of shit in the last few years, so people
Yeah.
are kind of like cherishing the remaining ones that haven't died and aren't shitty.
So there you
I
go.
guess
He's
so.
especially nice though. He's unusually nice based on the stories I've heard.
Why
Dude, there's
hasn't
been
he
some
been on
weird
Joe
videos
Rogan
of
yet,
him.
though?
He seems like kind of an odd guy. I think you kind of have to be, I guess, right, to be that famous and still be a little bit down to earth like that. Like, have you ever seen that video where he just like pays for an airport like shuttle for these people because their flight's not there?
Oh,
So
Tango-
basically, there's this video you can find online where it's like
Yeah,
him
yeah.
and like 10 people, and they all get off their luggage, and they're supposed to be like flown to the other airport nearby. I think it might have been LA.
oh,
And so they're just there with Keanu Reeves. He goes, all right, well, let's just go. You know, he's like talking to the staff. He's like, hey, would it be cool if like I just grabbed you guys and we got like a bus and we just went? And he's like so high energy all the time. And they're like, okay. So then he's suddenly just in a van driving with these people, and they're like filming it. And you're just like, Keanu Reeves.
You know, he's
Man.
had a very tragic past.
He
I've
has.
heard of his origin
no,
stories. It's
no.
very
It's just
sad.
tragic past.
I can't remember all of it, but one of it is his girlfriend of a long time. I think their baby was stillborn,
Yeah.
and then she ended up dying like a month later or something in a car crash, like his fiance or something like that.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So basically,
He's
John
had
Wick.
some. Yes, it's actually.
I don't think
Except
that's
a
the
human,
fucking
but a
John
dog.
Wick,
It's a little
Yeah,
different.
instead of the
but-
baby, it's a dog.
but it was a metaphor. You see,
His wife died in John Wick 1. That's my point.
Oh, his wife was dead too. Oh yeah, the wife dies and then the dog dies.
And then his wife gifted him the dog.
okay.
And then the
Spoilers.
dog was killed. That's why he was so mad.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
spoilers alert! First 3 minutes of the movie, like that's
You
the
guys have
setup.
not fucking caught that one yet.
I don't trust anybody from Hollywood. I know you guys are all about that, but
What about
there
Tom
is
Hanks?
probably an 80%
Oh,
chance
he's so wholesome.
that in our lifetime is going to be ruined for us. Like next week, it could be like, oh, sorry guys, fucking Keanu's a pedophile. Sorry everybody, and you know that you could believe it. Like be like, well, Hollywood, you know, I don't buy into any of that shit.
Come on,
There's a
Slacks.
point
Bill
where
Murray.
if you get so successful, you got something real fucked up is with.
Kevin
it. I
Spacey
mean,
was
that's
my
just-
favorite actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
I mean,
What
I
happened
can
to
still
Bill Murray?
appreciate that he was a very good actor, but I'm not going to go out of my way to watch every Kevin Spacey thing ever.
So if
Oh,
you're a big
Kevin.
fan of a celebrity and you want to ignore everything they do, like ignore all their extracurricular activities or the rumors about them, that's one thing, right? Because Kevin Spacey, that's how I was. It was well known in the industry apparently that he was just a horrible person. At the
I
very
just don't
least.
read rumors at all. I don't read any
Yeah.
celebrity news. You know what I mean? I have no clue.
I never got to watch Moon though, and now I feel guilty going back and watching it.
No, it's okay. He
It's
just
just his
voices in it,
voice.
so it's fine.
Just
That
like
makes
how
it
I never
okay.
finished the
Yeah.
Cosby Show. I don't know how it
It's just
ends, and
his
now I
voice.
can't watch it anywhere. It's been scrubbed from every platform. You can't even torrent
Dude,
that shit. They've
Moon-
got
Moon
trackers.
is legit.
It's just
You
voice,
gotta
man.
watch Moon.
It's just what his victims heard in the dark rooms. They couldn't see him either. Just his voice, bro.
Jesus.
I hate people that are like, oh, just try to separate the person from the art. Fuck you, dude. Who's that guy that beat the shit out of Rihanna? Like, I'm not gonna
Chris
listen to his
Brown.
goddamn. I'm not gonna listen to Chris Brown. He fucking beat the hell out of a woman, but I'm trying to separate it. Just because this dude raped and murdered someone doesn't mean that he doesn't make really good spaghetti-o art. Like, no, you should probably keep that together. Sweet Jesus. Don't support those fucking people. Jesus.
It's true. You're
That's
giving
how I
them money.
You know,
That's how I
Slacks,
feel, bro.
I almost
problem.
hate to bring it up in this context, but it does remind me of another drama that we didn't touch on.
Oh?
Any thoughts? I'm curious what you thought about the most recent racism debacle of
Oh, God.
one of Dota's
can we
famed
just
players losing it in a pub game and then recovering with maybe one of the greatest apologies of all time. Did you read that thing?
Yeah, I read it.
Did you buy it?
I fucking hate these racism debacles. They're just not fun. Okay? You can't. They're not
True.
fun. You can't even like parody them. Even like joking about parodying them, you're gonna get some fucking email and some guy's like, "Hey, by the way, you making fun of this really shows that like my dad was murdered by a lynch mob." I'm like, "Oh Jesus fucking Christ!" It's not even fun. Yeah, envy kicking people is fun. It's good drama. It's funny. And people in social justice issues, holy shit, I have a life. I don't have time to fucking deal with that. Jesus, I have bills to pay. I hate this racism shit. Everybody's fucking racist in a way. I mean,
Oh, here we
Varying
go. Oh,
degrees.
perfect. I'm so glad we brought
Varying
this up. Thank
degrees.
you, Sayori.
in a way,
What a stable panel guest
I
to
hate
bring
League
this with.
of Legends. Have I met every League of Legends player? Are some of my friends League of Legends players? Probably, but fuck them
They
anyway.
let you call him the L word.
I hate them. I mean,
Leaguers?
it's just what people do. Intrinsically, human beings are designed to be tribal animals where they hate some people because it has to grow in a camaraderie between them. Every human hates. You know? And people say shit because they disassociate other human beings from being human beings because they have to hate something to build camaraderie. Some people call it racism, nationalism. Everyone's a piece of shit. And everyone's always arguing about, oh, well, you're more of a piece of shit than I am because you hate their nation, but I only hate their skin color. Fuck you, we're all pieces of shit. Jesus, accept it already. I don't want to read another fucking blog post about it. It's boring.
Okay.
Holy God.
So when
First,
they
how do you
went
feel
through and
about
looked
this?
up the match history and the text of every single player, I wonder if they went through talent as well, because I would love to see some of the famed chat lines typed by one Sir Action Slacks in some of his top-tier pub play.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie. When that fucking post came out, I thought he was gonna come out with a talent one about like what talent's at in pub games, and I was like, oh, it's over.
I got scared.
Can't you just go in like one of those websites and look at the word clouds?
What? You mean like this one right here? What? Oh my God! Sorry, I didn't mean to copy paste that in the chat. Oh,
Whose is this?
What?
Oh, here we go.
oh shoot!
Word cloud.
What a really bad
You.
time for
Look at the
my
biggest
pizza.
one. You. This looks like a you problem. Why didn't you bring my wards? You. I don't see
You.
me anywhere in here. I don't see many
You guys-
eyes.
My
You see the
pizza
one on
is
the bottom
actually
right
here.
by
I'm not
any
kidding,
chance?
but it just arrived. So I literally had to step away. Really bad timing for me. Purge, please defend me on my
No,
word cloud
actually-
while I'm gone.
The best part about Slacks is that even if he says bad words, he misspells them so often that they won't become big enough.
So they're not going to look as
together,
serious.
There's probably like 6 or 7 swear, terribly racist things in here, but they're so small that you can't see them. The ultimate strategy.
Flex does most of his flaming on voice anyways. He does it the safe way.
Yeah, he does it to his
Yeah, that's true.
teammates.
True.
That's the real problem.
Yeah, he's
True.
real cancer.
Now
That's
that
for
he's
sure.
gone, let's just talk about playing in any sort of a game with Slacks. It is
Yeah.
30 seconds into the game. The enemy mage has hit 3 creeps in the bottom lane, and Slacks starts saying, they're like, yo, we gonna do anything about this anti-mage farming? No? All right, cool, guys. Cool. No, that's cool. So then Slacks will go too deep, die to the anti-mage, and say, could really use some help down here. It's anti-mage, guys. Anti-mage, get out of control.
And
What's-
then he
what's
looks
not doing it? All
he
right,
looks
cool."
across the map and it's a fucking level 3 Spectre. He's like, wow, our Spectre hasn't been in any fights lately. Wish he would help participate more. Not to mention you're leaving the fountain and Slacks is like, yo guys, if everybody doesn't come out down here and get first blood, you're fucking up. And he's like, no, don't let anybody go. Don't get our bounty rune. Only come
I
down to
hate
theirs.
how
to
much
fight."
we've all been through this. It's all so perfect.
It's actually alarmingly accurate, these depictions.
Yeah.
Alarmingly accurate. And he always goes for the first blood right away, right? Like before the horn starts. All right, everybody, let's round them all up. Let's go. First blood.
And he
Every single time.
actually does not buy wards. And he plays support.
Yeah.
True.
Literally
Ags,
ever.
Yo,
Ags first.
the other day I laned with him. He picked CM, and I was like, "Please get Nova level and don't get Frostbite." And he did it, and he bought a magic stick, and it made him really uncomfortable. But we fucking stomped the lane, and afterwards he was like, "Dude, I can't do it. It's just not fun playing that way." And I'm like, "What? We won the lane. All you did was buy a magic wand and skill a slightly different ability at level 1. That's it. He couldn't handle it.
This is just not fun. This is too serious.
So that's
What
why
of the-
Pokemon has just gotten downhill as time has continued.
I know.
Ah.
I was pretty disappointed, honestly, with the announcement of E3 because like it looks like actually PlayStation 2 graphics. Like seriously. I don't know. I feel like it's the exact same formula, and I thought they come up with something new.
You guys
And
weren't
they
talking about
just
Pokemon
don't.
Warrior. I don't
What?
fucking believe this. Purge has no interest in the world of Pocket Monsters.
That's not true. I played a lot of Pokemon growing up. I played
Yeah.
Blue originally. My brother had Red.
I bet you did the
fucking fiended that shit.
EVs and all that shit.
I had a guide that showed every skill you could get. I planned that shit out so hard.
Anyway,
How dare you accuse me of that?
back to the conversation you guys were probably having.
Yeah.
Would you guys be scared if talent, what we say in games, got out? Who do you think would be the most fucked out of all of us?
No.
I would be fine.
I don't talk to my
God.
teammates, so
Slaxon, you have so many typos. It's like you seemed they're so good. It's
Seems a
excellent.
word.
Sorry, I'll leave you alone.
All right.
I've probably got some not great ones from like way back. My first game of Dota 2 was in 2011. My esports career hadn't let's just say the post sniff days were pretty dark, and I let some of that rage out in the Dota client. Let me put it that way. So there's probably a little dark period, but I think if we just looked at the last 5 years, I'd be pretty good.
I chilled the fuck
Okay.
out after Sniff Sniff. Let me tell you, life got put in perspective.
Well, that's true. I guess the Source 1 ones would be gone.
You know what's a sad fact? I literally only flame people over voice because I know they gotta report it for people to believe me. And I know one day it's coming. Someone's gonna fucking clip that shit, and it's gonna be over. I sent some heinous shit to people. I called someone a wretched creature the other day. Who would say that?
Wretched.
You fucking wretched creature, get out of my lane! That was a quote. Oof.
All right.
the worst
Well,
thing you
anything
ever
else
said to
we got
somebody?
here, guys? We're at an hour and a half. Probably about time to wrap this thing up and play a little Dota Underlords.
Oh my god.
do
Hold on,
it.
I want to know this. Instead of story time, I want everyone to say the worst thing that they've ever said to somebody in a pub. Let's clear the air. I don't want a Reddit thread. Worst thing that you've ever done to somebody.
I think I'm just gonna remember that.
Come
Yeah,
on. Everybody
Yeah,
remember
I don't
Dota
know
or
off
any
the top of my
game?
head.
if it's any game, it's gonna be pretty bad, probably.
any
To go
game.
back to like my 12-year-old days. I'd rather not say. Nothing racist. I've never said anything racist, but like words that are unacceptable these days, I've definitely
Yeah,
said.
I've definitely used
10
a
years
lot of
ago.
R words, a lot of F words, a lot of F words.
Both R words, actually.
Many R
Back in the
words.
day.
I don't even know
Like,
two.
Both are
There's
words.
multiple R words.
I couldn't get two either.
A lot of C words. I don't think I've
I've
said
never said the C
anything
word, I think.
racist. I might have slandered Peru a little bit way back when.
All right, no one else has to share anything.
Nothing
Thanks,
racist except for the Peruvians.
Now I said it and then I was like, that was wishful thinking. Now, I
Except for
probably typed some mean things about South America. Now we've all
No, you
we've
can
all
stop.
grown.
You can stop. You know. That was a bait, and you took it, and no one else did. That's okay. You wretched, detestable creature.
Wretched.
How about you, Slacks?
My
What's
two
the
biggest ones are GG and sorry.
what's the absolute
Sorry.
worst one?
Who's?
Fucking Canadian.
And Raffle. Mine are GG, sorry, Raffle.
So, one of the worst things I've done in pubs recently, we were playing with this guy, and I was fucking laying into this guy. It was like, I lost 8 games in a row. And you know you're going to have a real bad game when you go over on the voice chat. You're like, guys, I just lost 8 games. I want to talk to you now. I want to apologize. I'm super salty. By the end of this game, I'm going to be flaming the fuck out of all of you, but let's try to be positive. When it's like got that bad that you have to do like a warning, you know things are fucked. Anyway, I'm railing into this guy. And granted, he was off. He was like a 0-16 win ranger or something. He's fucking this game up. And I was so angry, I was trying to contain it. And those moments where you get real mad, are those moments where you're containing it and then it just explodes in this fountain of rage when you know the game's over. Ugh. So I'm laying into this dude. After the game, I check on his profile, because that's what I always do. And he's on my friends list.
He's
And
on your friends list already.
He sent me messages during the game that's like, hey, sorry, haven't played in a long time. Hey, is everything okay? It turns out that this was actually Tom, the guy that was the co-owner of Digital Chaos. And I was literally for 65 minutes just being like, you fucking piece of shit. Why can't you do anything right? I was just laying into this guy. I had known this guy for like 5 years, and I was just giving him everything I had. It was bad. It also happened once to me with a Valve employee. I didn't lay in that hard, but I was like, he said something, and I was like, why don't you buy back? And then he goes, is buying back and dying something that you should do? And I was like, well, it'd help if you did fucking something this game.
Sounds like a Slacks response.
And it was a Valve employee. He saw me at the office and like, thanks for flaming me in that game. I'm like, oh shit. What do you, buy back.
Only
for the
you
love
can
of
get
God.
away with that. It's unbelievable.
Please. Jesus.
Careers
man.
have been ended for less, I can tell you that.
Well, I guess so.
Wow. Look at you,
Anyway,
bud.
any other story times? It's been a long time, boys. What do we
The
got?
worst thing I ever did was I shit talked some kid and called him Harry Potter in basketball because he had round glasses when I was like 13 or 14.
Oh no, you're a bully.
I think I told that story before. And then he ended up breaking his glasses and actually cutting open his forehead. So it was pretty funny.
Sick.
You made it, Harry Potter. That's cool.
Trent,
So,
you pulled
were
out.
you a bully in school?
No,
I
it
was
was like it was
bullied.
just competitive basketball. Like it was just shit talking in game. You know, he's like from another school. I was not a bully at all.
You're a bully.
No.
A Canadian bully. I can't even picture a Canadian bully.
They used to call me Pretty Boy. That's what I would get yelled at because I had that like skater
Pretty
hair.
boy.
So then I just called him Harry Potter back to his face.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Hey, pretty boy.
Yeah, that's what
Well,
they.
hey
Oh, I used to
there,
dump
Harry.
on them, dude. I was the best player, so I was shitting on them. So it was good. But they were just
God.
jelly. But yeah.
God damn,
And then
dude.
he cut his forehead open.
I'm trying to
How
think
did he
if
cut
we
his
have.
forehead? Did you cut his forehead open?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, here's what happened. So I was guarding him out on the 3, and he tried to take like 2 threes in a row, and I stopped the shit out of him. So I don't know if you guys know, but I got lanky ass arms. Look at these things. Fucking wingspan. Like no one expects the pterodactyl arms cut out of this guy. So this time, his genius idea was he would pump fake for the 3, thinking I will go for this big block again, but I didn't because I was watching his chest, because that's what you do. Anyway, so he tries to drive past me after the pump fake, but my feet are still planted, and he somehow thinks I'm going to be out of the way or something, and he runs his face directly into my shoulder and just falls on the ground. His glass is split, and the glass cut his forehead.
Ooh.
Damn.
So then he was out of the game, and then he
So
came
wait,
back
did
the
you-
next day.
You
and
called
he
him
had a
Harry
giant
Potter
stitch on his
before the
forehead.
scar?
Yes, that's why it's so good. Because he already
Wow.
had the glasses that were round, and then I broke them, got his
That's
forehead, and he came back the
incredible.
next day with stitches in his forehead.
It was meant to be.
What a
and that's
weird-
how
You-
a hero was born.
When you knocked him on the ground and said, "Now you're Harry Potter, bitch," and you walked away. Is that
No,
what you did,
no, I
Chris?
was actually pretty sad. I was like, I'm sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ! You're Voldemort.
I mean, he did it to himself, not me.
Sure, that's what all victims of abuse say. I fell down the stairs. Wasn't me. I was just in the room.
Yeah.
Very sad.
That's what it was.
Wow.
I'm trying to remember if we've got any good stories worth sharing from our adventures to Croatia for Dota Pit this year. But
Oh, I forgot you guys went to that.
yeah, I know we should have
Wow.
done a What the Duck.
Mm-hmm.
That was good food. There was an insane indoor spa that we didn't find out till the very last day, so that was disappointing.
That's true.
That was sad.
We did a sauna with Scriff. That was an experience.
I've never done a real sauna before.
I thought I
But
was gonna
sweet.
die. I actually thought I was
Grant
gonna die.
was there too. I thought Grant was going to die.
Was it just too hot or
It was
what?
like- well, because Scriff's like taking the water and he's like pouring on the things, the steam's there, and we're all sitting at the top level, and Grant is actually like, he's like, and then we're all sitting up there. It's like finally starting to cool down, and Scriff's like, all right, one more, and he goes up and pours on. I thought we were done for.
Well, and he
Wait,
also
sorry,
told
is
us
this a sauna or a steam room?
Sauna,
Sauna.
like with the fire and
they
the.
they did have a steam room, but it was too intense. None of us wanted to go in there. I have this weird fear of getting locked in a steam room or in a sauna and then dying that way. Like someone's trying to murder us and they jam the door shut. So the steam room freaked me out a little bit too much. But Scriff told us halfway through that the trick is you breathe out your mouth, because if it gets really hot and you breathe out your nose, it can actually burn your sinuses, and that's really painful. That's a good tip. Definitely
It was a
don't
good
breathe
tip.
out your nose, or in your nose, I guess I should say, when you're in the sauna with
I'm just a
a Nordic
complete
person.
mouth breather in there. What if you breathe in and out through your mouth?
That's fine. You just don't want to burn your sinuses.
That's
I like
fine.
saunas and steam rooms. They're nice.
They are.
Mm.
It feels surprisingly good.
The sauna
Ooh.
it feels like Arizona weather normally, so I don't have to do anything.
We saw Resolution in Croatia. That was surprising and cool. He just kind of popped up and was like, "Hey guys," and we were like, "What? Huh? Hey,
Rezo.
what are you
Yeah,
doing
he
here,
was just
bud?"
there.
Cool.
Great ending
All
to
right.
that story, Ziori.
Well, I thought Suns fan would be excited that we saw Resolution, but he didn't seem to
Boy.
care much. So.
I mean, his
Oh,
his
sorry,
two
I
boys
literally
are the
was-
big rumor mills for Liquid, right? It's basically Rezo or Wheat.
yeah,
Yeah,
you grew him up
It'll be
good, Suns
interesting
fan.
to see.
Good job, Suns fan.
Well, I mean, Rezo's been on like 8 teams, so I don't know about that.
Nice job, Suns fan. You did it again. The
All right.
Thank you.
Kingmaker.
I'll take credit.
I guess the only other thing that we don't really have much to update, but we should at least make mention of and tease an announcement of an announcement is our TI9 event. Slacks is
What
very
about it?
excited about it, as you can see. We need to come up with a name for this thing. Calling it the Moonduck TI9 recast of the replays is not really been selling the tickets. So Slacks, we need a
What's
good
the-
creative name for this.
What's the name of the? What's the theme of TI?
Jungle Rumble? I don't
Underground.
know.
Underlords.
The Moonduck Jungle Jam.
How many
Hell yeah.
how many podcasts have been called the Glimpse in Dota? Haven't there been like 6 or 7?
1,000.
Can we just steal that?
Just call it the
The
Glimpse.
I've just been playing a lot of Disruptor, so you know, I got them on the brain.
Call it TI9 Underlords. That'll be good. What about Jungle Jam?
There you go.
Jungle-
But
Jungle
I
Jam?
tweeted out yesterday, I think, that we're working on it. All of the feedback that we got from Reddit and the
Yeah,
announcement was
rejects.
very helpful. We are working on negotiating with what I guess is
TI Reject Street.
That's a good name.
That's actually not a bad
Do it.
but we are working on talking to like a title sponsor and securing everything with the venue. But it's looking like the event is a go. It's going to be August 19th through 25th. Of course, we're going to have more
Whoa.
details coming. That part is not a secret, Slacks. We are not going to be doing this event for the group stage. It is a main event, and the day prior, so we're going to have more details coming soon. and it's looking pretty good. So hopefully y'all that have been poking me to book your vacations and come out to Denver will be able to actually book some accommodations in the very near future. But if you're like going to make it or break it, you know you're coming 100%, you just need the dates, there you go. First broadcast day will be the 19th, so get there in time for August 19th TI action. That's all.
Hey! Cool.
Suns fan, anything you want to add about the TI9 extravaganza?
Boy, I can't wait to see everyone. It's going to be lots of fun. Great amount of fun to
I
be
hope
had,
I don't
friends.
see you there.
Yeah,
really
everyone's hoping
hoping
that
I-
they're not invited.
Yeah.
And I don't go to that one. Love you guys.
I will say, though, Suns fan, if I do get invited to TI this year, good luck with the event, bud.
The event is canceled. I'm not doing it alone. Sorry. If you bought your tickets, Zaire will refund you with his TI payment.
This will be I'll be the first talent in TI history to lose money on my TI invite.
Yeah, we gotta start hyping this shit up though, because we need everyone to love this event more, so that we do get stolen by Valve, right? Isn't that the whole plan
Yeah, that's
we're going
the whole
for here?
point.
Isn't
That's
that how
true.
we're 3i ravening this shit?
This is my TI 10 play, guys and
Yeah.
girls. This is all I got
Are you
left.
Bran, Zaiori?
Yeah.
Who are you going to warg into?
All according to plan.
Mm.
Who would you work into in the Dota scene?
Gaben.
All right. What's the deal with-
Gaben.
when you warg? Do you get to understand what they thought? I guess you do, right?
No, I think you just control their body. Haven't you losers read the books? There's so much warging in the
I
books.
would warg into James during Shanghai to make him say a bunch of racist, fucked up shit so that the door could be open for me to become a personality later in. It already happened,
Wow.
Dumbo.
That's a good idea.
Already
yeah.
happened.
So that's
It's
what
a
happened to
Hodor
Toby.
situation.
Got it.
That wasn't
All
real
right.
James. That was me.
I'd probably warg into Cinderin and make him cast with us more.
Yeah,
But
then
then
you
you
would use
have to
Cinderin's
control
body.
him, so
You're just
then
controlling
no
his
one
body
would
with your
hire him
mind.
again.
Oh,
It's
shit.
actually
Okay,
not.
you're right.
It's not that good.
It's going to
would
be your
tank the brand.
personality in Cinderin's body.
What
you
the
know?
fuck is wrong with Cinderin? Why is Cinderin in flip flops?
See,
I think he's a
Cinderin
brain
has
tumor.
lost half his MMR overnight. Oh, my.
Why does Cinder have dreads now? I don't know. Crazy. Well, we should end this episode. We're having too
All
much
right.
of time.
That was good.
So are we playing Underlords? Is that the game plan here, boys?
Yeah.
I don't, can you make
All right.
lobbies yet?
So let
I think so. You can play with your friends. Can you queue us with friends?
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
did lobby
sure.
last night.
But either
Definitely
way,
do lobby.
we do need to take a break. I need to punch some commercials. I got to stop this local. So we are going to break, then we're going to come back, and we're going to do some Underlord action. So it's been a pleasure, folks. You can find this podcast at moonducktv. That's where our audio only is now, and you can find the actual VOD on the Moonduck YouTube, youtube.com/moonducktv. Always a pleasure to bring you guys What the Duck. Hopefully we'll get to do it again before TI starts. That's my goal. One more before TI. Let's see if we can do
That's
it, boys.
tough gold.
Tough stuff.
Tough
Yeah.
stuff. All right. Well, see you next time, boys and girls.